Hello! Bonjour! Konnichiwa, guten tag, aloha, olola! Welcome to 2020, my friends. How you doing? Welcome back. I'm Captain Stan. We're going a little earlier today. If any of you are curious about that, it's actually quite simple. Basically, they had no internet at my work today, or at least this morning, so I was working from home today, so I was able to just, slip right into the stream. It was really nice. But anyway, yeah, so welcome. So we're starting a little bit earlier than I thought we would, which I think is actually just even better for any of you guys, in Europe or across the world. Welcome, Anthony, including Nick Meister, of course. How are you doing? I haven't seen you since last year. Yeah. And thank you, Kelton. It is a fancy loading screen, yes. I probably at some point need to update it. But what's up, Jonathan? Kelton, Ash, Anthony, Calhoun. I saw Melissa as well. Munchie, what's up, Munchie? Of course, Nick Meister, Xanthi, JSN. One more than 2020 of Impidimp. I know, right? It worked out weirdly. Yeah, so since the Snom stream, I had a pretty decent holiday, all things considered. I did get kind of sick, which really was not great. So after we did the Snom holiday stream, thank you again to everybody, by the way, who did purchase a hoodie. I know a lot of them are starting to come in right now. That's awesome. Seen a lot of black colored ones, which is really cool. I think that one also looks kind of the best, in my opinion, as well. But either way, yeah, so thank you for doing that. But yeah, so we did the holiday stream, and then, I kind of just, got sick, pretty immediately after. I'd say 48 hours, or not even 48 hours. Basically, I woke up the Monday morning. So we finished, Saturday night, and by Monday morning, I woke up, and it was just, a cold or whatever. But it did suck a little bit to get the cold, of course, right before the holidays began. But still, at least I could, not have to work through it, So that was nice. But, yeah, I also got everybody I know sick as well. I got my fiance sick. I got my buddy Rob sick, and his girlfriend, I guess, inevitably as well. My parents, I think my brother was the only one who escaped from Christmas Day without getting sick. Anyway, so yeah, I've just been a germ, and then yeah, so I've been pretty lazy, all things considered. Well, not actually lazy. I've actually been quite busy. So that's the other side of things. So on top of all that, I've also been basically just non-stop wedding stuff. So I've been having to plan dates, get in touch with contacts and people who will hopefully be attending said wedding, and get their email addresses or physical addresses. We had to order invitations. They should actually be coming in next week, so that's actually pretty exciting. Book times to get our suits done and stuff. Anyway, so a lot of stuff's been going on behind the scenes, which is why between the cold and then this and then just trying to take a little bit of time for myself, I've been away. But yeah, so on today's stream we're hopefully gonna catch an Impidimp, because we are actually over odds. I looked into it. Apparently Impidimp is not like a fossil Pokemon. It should just be 1 in 2,000 odds with the shiny charm. Obviously we're just doing it. We do have that sort of 3% chance by knocking out the 500. I don't know if that actually affects it. I actually don't know if that affects this Impidimp. But I do know that, yes, it is 1 in 2,000 and whatever that number. So 8,192 becomes 4,096. So this would be half that. So 248, I guess. 2,048. Yeah. So anyway, so we're not quite at half odds yet or full odds yet. But we will be there very, very shortly. And yo, what's up, Neon? Welcome, my dude. Welcome to the stream. Droovy, it has been a decade. Jeez. When you put it like that, yeah. Patient zero. No, seriously. Yeah. I just, honestly, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I actually have, a really bad habit of, I'm a very much, all or nothing kind of person. So I'm, 0 or 100 sort of deal. Not 0 to 100, but rather 0 or 100. So basically, from, I would say, basically September-ish, right up until that holiday stream, I was just pretty overwhelmed, all things considered. I was doing a lot between my job, which I back in September actually got a mini sort of promotion. So between that plus then also trying to get everything kind of set for the upcoming Sword and Shield streams and getting the Black and White 2 review out, and just so basically I was doing YouTube, I was doing my job, and then I was also dealing with a bunch of personal stuff, including having to fix my computer and a bunch of, anyway, so I've been very, very busy since September, so it was really nice to just have 2 weeks to just decompress and essentially like, I mean, again, not do nothing, but at least like in terms of like editing and computers and stuff, not as much as I usually do in a day. So that's really good. I thought your best odds were after Fanny 500. You're well over 2,000. No, Munchie. The odds are 1 in 2,000 because we're basically doing a wild encounter with this Impidimp. So, yeah, with the Shiny Charm, it becomes about 1 in 2,000. 48. Yeah. And nice, Spatial Rank. Congrats on your Shiny Nickit. Still definitely one of the better ones of this gen. Now that I've at this point seen pretty much every Shiny in this gen, one way or another. And I gotta say, there's some ones that like stood out to me. Phalanx, I think actually, I know some people don't like it. I think it's great. Another one I've come to really like is I actually really like Duraludon. I know a lot of people think it's super subtle, and it is definitely subtle, but it's like a nice subtle to me. I actually think it complements. It's just like designed very, very well. So that's one that grew on me. I will say, I think Dreepy has grown on me a little less, and maybe that's just because the sheer amount of Dreepy and Dragapults we were seeing. That one, I'm not quite as like incentivized to want to go after. I still definitely want to get Sobble. I still think Impidimp looks very, very good. I think Frostmoth has just only gone... Frostmoth might be my favorite of gens at this point after we saw it in action that holiday stream. So yeah, there's been a lot of Pokemon Shiny and just regular. I've had more time with the game over the break. And, also, something completely unrelated to that. I didn't even finish that thought, but I am going to move on. So I bought my fiance Nad a Switch Lite for Christmas, and I got her Link's Awakening as well for Christmas. And, so that ended up just by default sort of being the game I played over the holiday break. And, man, it was really fun. It was really good. I had a great time with it. Very short, but, I mean, it was a Game Boy game, you know, and I think it's a perfect game for her. I think it's, like, the perfect, because she's still kind of, like, even 2 weeks later, she's still, I think, in the 7th dungeon, so, like, perfect sort of game for her. And, yeah, I was able to kind of, you know, find my nostalgia, because I loved the original, and this was just, like, that modernized, and it was really fun. So, that was sort of my game, and then my series over the break, if you guys, because you guys know, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I usually pick, like, something I need to catch up on series-wise, and then something I want to play games-wise. I didn't expect it to be Link's Awakening, but it was. But series-wise, I finally watched Demon Slayer. So for any of you guys, I know even literally on the holiday stream, like, some of you guys were like, oh, have you watched Demon Slayer? Like, yeah, it was, like, between that and, like, sort of Dr. Stone. A few people had been asking me, because you know I've been watching that My Hero Academia, but aside from that, I really hadn't, like, been catching up on much anime from the past, like, year, honestly. And so I finally caught up on Demon Slayer, and it actually is really good. I was not expecting it. I was kind of mixed in the first sort of half of it, the first, like, 12 to 13 episodes. But the back half episodes are fantastic. Like, really phenomenal. And, of course, man, the visuals. Ufotable, like, really crushed it. I don't know if you guys are aware of Demon Hunter. It's basically a shonen series that's on Crunchyroll and various other places, I'm sure. But it's basically, like, the story of this, like, kind of... It's not, like, feudal Japan, but it's kind of, like, I don't know, like, 1850s, maybe early, like 1900s, perhaps. There's, like, trains. So, but it's still very, like, it's before... you know, digital and technology really impacted, and there's still a lot of, like, more, sort of ancient, like, Japan's just, it's more, it has those feudal elements, right? Samurai, and sort of, you know, not that they don't anymore, but more of a sense of respect, and with, you know, gods and demons and things like that. Anyway, so there's, like, demons, and there's, like, a group of people who have to, like, go out and destroy the demons, and it's really good. I know it's a very simple concept, but most good stories start simple and then kind of, like, go off on their own and tell their own, like, really dynamic stories, and this one got a lot better as it went on. I cannot wait to see the movie that comes out in 2020, but anyway, and Adriel, yeah, thank you. And yo, Wolfger coming in with the first tip of the decade, actually. Thank you, Wolfger. Hey, Stan, Happy New Year. Hope you're enjoying it, and I wish you the best. Caught my first... Oh, 1 sec. It just disappeared on me. Give me 2 seconds, Wolfger. I just realized I didn't have my stream labels open. So, yeah. I will be able to read it. I just got to it a little later there. All right. Let's see this. Hey, Stan, Happy New Year. I hope you're enjoying it, and I wish you the best. Caught my first G-Max Shiny. Nice. Annoyingly, it has to be the one I wanted to hunt last, which was Charizard, and it wasn't my raid, so I had to use a Master Ball. Oh, man. Well, Wolfger, I still think that's incredible. I think a lot of people would kill for a shiny G-Max Charizard. So congratulations on that. Can we get some Wolfger Lionel hype rather in the chat, please and thank you. Wolfger Lionel, thank you seriously for that. That was really, really nice of you. Again, like I said, first one of the new decade. So thank you so much. Appreciate. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. Sorry guys, it's been a year, you know. But see, I can do it too. I can be cringy as well. But yeah. Hi Stan, I had an amazing start to the year by catching a shiny G-Max. Oh, creamy! Nice! Gaming Guard, all these G-Max shinies. I still definitely got to attempt a G-Max shiny. Although I will say, so I'm like throughout this stream I'm going to be kind of talking about like the future of RandomTens and StandumTens and where I kind of like sit on that and how content's going to be and schedule and all that good stuff. And I think it's sure to disappoint some people and sure to make others very happy. We will see about that. But I'll get into that a little bit later on in the stream. For now, I just want to at least, you know, get like 100 or something out of the way with this Impidimp. But yeah. And I just want to catch up with you guys in general. Let you know where I've been. You know, find out where you guys have been and what you guys have been up to. But yes, thank you, Wolfger Lionel. Seriously, I really do appreciate that. You were awesome for going Beyond Plus Ultra. And again, I think like, man, G-Max Charizard, I know it sounds like it was the one that you had a very cohesive plan, but man, oh man, I would love a shiny G-Max Charizard. But I'd have to get it on my own. That's obviously my one caveat, right? Yo, Jeffrey, you've been busy, man. G-Max Lapras. Unbelievable. I actually, you know what? That is one thing I will say. So I basically seen the entire roster of shiny Pokemon from Sword and Shield at this point. However, I actually have not seen all the shiny Gigantamax forms. So like I've seen many, but certainly not a few. So I actually have not seen a shiny Gigantamax Lapras. I assume, does it retain sort of the purple colors of Lapras and just the shell sort of changes, I guess, as you know? But that's awesome either way. And Jonathan, how was your day? My day was fine. Yeah, it was good. I went into work only to be told to go home because it was like there was no internet, so I worked from home. I was able to get a workout in my home gym and make my actually cook lunch for myself, so that was actually pretty nice. Yeah, it was good. It was a good day. It's always nice when that happens. I mean, I'll be honest. I would rather something like that, if it were to happen more in like the middle of winter, like, you know, sometime like maybe mid-February or like mid-March or something. Only because, you know, we just had all this time off, and I actually, like, right now I'm actually pretty motivated to like get back into my like job and, you know, really try to like make some good stuff. And so like that was a little bit of a setback just because as an editor, the things I can do from home are actually pretty limited. Because my editing software at home is not compatible with the editing software at my work. So there's only so much I can do. So I did lose a little bit of time on that, so that kind of sucked a bit. But outside of that, it was a nice kind of relaxing day. And it was a cold day out, as I know, as someone who did actually, you know, go outside this morning to go to work. It's pretty cold here in Canada today, at least. So, yeah. It retains the same shiny color. All right, I figured as much, but that's still very cool. Currently hatching Scorbunny for a shiny, and I'm currently at 305 eggs. Nice. Well, keep going. Keep going, Gaming Gardevoir. You got this. I believe in you. I got my Snom at like 426, I think. Something like that. So keep going. Hey, thank you, Emily. Happy New Year to you, Emily, by the way. I've yet to find a random wild shiny in my 13 years of playing Pokemon, so it'd be nice. You know, I also have very bad luck with like random encounter shinies. Terrible luck. I did, like, I have said this a few times before. In Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, I did get a shiny Pidgey, like, wild encounter, but I could see it, you know what I mean? It didn't feel like, it was still cool, don't get me wrong, but it was like, it's not the same as like having it like, you know, go into the other screen. And yo, as I'm talking about that, Wolfger comes through with another clutch tip. Let's go. I know people still nerd out for Charizards, but I'm actually at a point where I'm kind of fed up of it. Basically, almost overused like Pikachu. Like, it is Pikachu's sidekick in marketing Pokemon. To me, Charizard doesn't feel as good as it did before anymore. Hey, I totally understand that. I think the rest of the internet and Pokemon fandom in general sort of agrees with you at this point, especially the fact that, like, it gets in this game, but the two other starters from Gen 1 didn't. And I think that's, like, a big thing. First of all, Wolfger hype. Thank you for going Beyond Plus Ultra. But yeah, back to the Charizard talk. I think, yeah, I will say it actually kind of looped around for me a bit, weirdly enough. It wasn't this game. Like, it was before this game, but I used to love Charizard as a kid. Still really enjoyed it growing up. And then when I got back into the series with, like, Black and White and Black and White 2, and especially by X and Y when they were kind of, like, pseudo re-promoting, like, the Gen 1 starters, right? You go to Sycamore's lab, I think, in Lumiose, and he gives you one of the three, Gen 1 starters. When that happened, I was very over and done with Charizard. That's even, if you guys remember, back in the day, I used to have the Charizard plush holding the sign that said, like, not a dragon. I felt like it was getting way overused, way over exposed by the Pokemon Company. That didn't change at all come Gen 7. But all of a sudden, like, after Gen 7, and I would say, like, the year of, like, Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, I started to kind of enjoy Charizard again. And also, thank you so much, Emily, for your donation as well. Let's go. Emily Creative, thank you. Can we get some Emily hype in the chat? Thank you so much, my friend. And, again, Happy New Year, and I hope you're doing well. I celebrated with my best friend and boyfriend. Hey, that sounds awesome. I actually had a very quiet New Year's Eve. It ended up being only, like, simply just because I really, like, did not. So last year, I went way overboard with New Year's Eve. Enough to make up for, like, missing out on the, the last year of the decade or whatever. Like, I genuinely, like, had a rough go the year before, and I learned some lessons from that. So I had a very quiet New Year's this time around, but it was still good. It's still good, and I was definitely way better off going back to work on January 2nd because of it. So, it's one of those things where, like, I'm getting a little older, I gotta be a little bit more responsible, and my body thanked me. I'll just put it that way. But yeah, I will say, like, last year, New Year's Day was maybe the most destroyed from a night of partying I have ever been in my life. Like, it was real bad. It was really bad. And enough that it literally made me, like, oh, I'm glad nothing went out. I just dropped my water bottle on my Switch. That could have been bad. But, yeah, it made me just, like, not basically drink for, like, months afterwards. Like I actually, like said out loud at the beginning, I'm like, I'm done with drinking. Like, I'm just done. It was that bad. I have broken that in a few places, but I haven't actually really, like, gotten like actually, like, drinking to drink. It's been mostly just, like, red wine with dinner or whatever, once in a while. But even then, anyway, lessons were learned is what I'm trying to get at. But anyway, anyone else think the shiny Impidimp looks like Grimmjow from Bleach? I actually don't know much about Bleach, so I actually cannot, I cannot make that claim. Hey, what's up, Mangle? How you doing? Technically, the other Gen 1 starters, along with Gen 7 starters, are in the game as they are transferable into Gen 8 with Pokemon Home. Yes, they're technically in it, but they're also, like, I mean, you can't deny that, like, giving Leon a Charizard and giving it a Gigantamax form. Now, I assume that Gen 7 and Gen 1 starters will get Gigantamax forms as well when they're inevitably, like, announced for this game with Pokemon Home. But, like, which we might get tomorrow. It's tomorrow, right? Or is it the day after? Is it the 9th or the 10th that the Pokemon Company is doing their direct? I completely forgot about that, to be honest with you. Hey, what's up, Kyle J. Place? But yes, sad face because I feel bad for the Gen 2 starters. No love. Hey, trust me, I love the Gen 2 starters, and most of you guys know Cyndaquil, Typhlosion. I've big memories with that Pokemon. It's nostalgia. It's the Pokemon that I played with, that I've used. Like, my team was just a Typhlosion, and basically a Lugia eventually, but, like, basically just a Typhlosion for all of my Silver playthrough when I was, like, 7, 8 years old. And so, yeah, I have a lot of memories tied to that gen and those starters specifically. The first shiny starter I got was also Cyndaquil. Like, just by chance. It could have been Cyndaquil, Chikorita, or Totodile, and it was Cyndaquil. So I really would love to see them do something with Typhlosion, especially because Typhlosion is one of the worst, at least, like, technically worst starters by, moves and like, what you can do with it competitively. I'm not a competitive guy, but even, like, there is definitely a clear difference of just even, like, trying to get through the game using, like, a Cyndaquil and a Typhlosion compared to, like, using something like a Decidueye or a Greninja, right? They're just, like, it is a weaker Pokemon, unfortunately. And so when the Mega Evolutions came out, I was like, yes, we're finally going to get something for, like, Gen 2. No Gen 2 love. And then, Alola starters and stuff. I'm like, oh, maybe Gen 2 and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, they'll do some Gen 2 stuff and we'll get, like, Alola forms. That'd be really cool. Nothing. No Gen 2 love. And now, finally, in this, the 20-year anniversary. I know technically the 20-year anniversary was 99 and 2019, but like still, it's the anniversary of Gen 2 for me, 20 years this year. And yeah, it looks like still no Gen 2 love. Nothing from Gen 8 that had anything really to do with it. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Hopefully, it means we're getting some sort of like Let's Go, Pichu, Meryl, Lugia, Ho-Oh, Johto, Gold. I don't know, whatever they name it, but you get the point. Alcohol sucks. Water for the win. Yes, absolutely. Tomorrow's the direct. Nice. Hey, no worries, Emily. Thank you so much again for the tip, and thank you for your kind words. And again, just like good luck in the new year to you as well. Take care of yourself, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Hey, Sonic Chow, how's it going? How was your time off? That's like me with the Gen 4 starters. Love my Chimchar. Yeah, Gen 2 and 4. See, 4, though, I'm not as, like, upset with Gen 4. And I know this is maybe a little hypocritical because, like, Gen 2 did technically get the remakes, and their remakes are really good. So, like, but to me, it's like, Gen 4, I know that remakes are coming, Like, I don't know when. I don't know if it's this generation, next generation, this year, next year. Like, I don't know that information. But I do know that they're coming. Like, they're definitely coming. Just because logically they're the next in line, right? Now, mind you, we thought they were the next in line, and then somehow we ended up with Pokemon Yellow remakes of all things. So you can never really pin Game Freak down into one pattern or another. But I do think, personally, now that we're on the Switch, I think they're coming sooner rather than later. So they will come, and they will probably get Gigantamax or whatever the gimmick of the generation that they accompany, like, featured, right? But yeah. Of course, Mangle. Good luck on the Meowth hunt. I'm on 2,500 plus Vanillish. I feel your struggle. Yeah, hey. I chose this life, though. I could have bred this thing, and I chose not to. So I did it to myself, and that's totally cool. That's totally fine. But yeah, I didn't think it was going to go over odds. I'll be honest. We have the Shiny Charm now. It doesn't really, like, compared to Toxel, at least, I feel like we can get through a lot more Impidimps than Toxels. But, yo, Wolfger again! Gen 2 starters need some love by now. Their own signature move, Mega Evolution, Z-Move, and/or G-Max form. I agree with that entirely. 1 second, just because it's so long, I do have to go back to my stream labels. That's how I feel. As for the Direct, we most likely get a release for PK Home, and I believe Gen 4 Remakes will be the third game for Gen 8. I actually think you're probably right about that. For a long time, I thought we would probably get the Gen 4 Remakes right away, but it sounds like with the amount of crunch time that they already had, Game Freak already had with these games, it stands to reason that they probably need more than like 1 year basically to get a Gen 4 like built from the ground up on the Switch. So I'm actually with you entirely on that, Wolfger. Wolfger hype, first of all, thank you again. I really do appreciate it. I don't want to get away from the genuine thanks that I have for the tips and stuff. That's really, really kind of you, seriously. But yeah, when it comes to Gen 4 Remix, I do agree with you. I think that they're probably more likely in 2021 at this point. I would be pleasantly surprised, but part of me also kind of wants them to be 2021, just because I feel like they'll have more polish on them, Who knows? Anyway, and as for Gen 2, yeah, I'm with you. I hope at least maybe by, like, the process of Gen 4 getting remakes, maybe they somehow squeeze Gen 2 elements into there. That'd be nice. I can't see it happening, honestly, but maybe we'll get super lucky. I don't know. It would be funny if tomorrow in the Direct they drop the National Dex as DLC for $30. I actually man, I would hate that. I really hope they never. At this point, it's like, you know what? You said for this generation at least, like, you're gonna do this thing where you're not doing National Dex. Don't make it DLC. And like, would I love the National Dex to come back? Yes, but to me, it's like, put it in like the Gen 4 remakes. Put it in, Gen 9 or something. To now do it, and if they did it at a cost. If they did it for free, that's one thing. That's obviously, like, that's super sick. But if they do it at a cost, or they do, like, Ultra Sword, Ultra Shield, or, like, Shining Sword, Rustic Shield, or something, like, if that happens, I'll be so mad, because that's essentially DLC. It's like, oh, if you actually, like, think about it from the perspective of someone like me, who, hypothetically wants, so I've decided at this point I'm not buying sister games unless they're actually like director's cuts, and even then I probably won't do it until years later. So I'm off that train. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon soured me on the like director's cut games. I don't care. I don't care if, like, I could stream them and it'd be good for my channel. Like, no. Like, I am not buying those games. Because I'm not, especially now that they're on the Switch, because they're a lot more expensive. It's just not worth it. Honestly, it's just not worth it. However, like, I could be in a position where, hypothetically, I catch a Heracross that's shiny in Pokemon Coliseum because I want to do my shiny ribbon hunt, which if some of you guys probably know what I'm talking about, some of you don't. But regardless, so Heracross, right? It becomes this mascot thing for me. I need to bring it through every generation to get every possible ribbon. Well, Heracross is not, as we know, available in Sword and Shield currently. Now, if they made Heracross available in a Gen 4 remake that was part of Gen 8, I'm okay with that. If they made it possible in a Gen 2 remake, like a Let's Go Johto, or Gold Silver, I'm okay with that, because those are games that would interest me. If they make, like, a Ultra Sword and Shield, and Heracross is available in that game, and that's the only way to get Heracross in a Gen 8, I will be livid. And because that forces my hand in a way that, like, now I have to shell out this money if I want to complete my quest. And that's ridiculous, in my opinion. That's ridiculous. It's one thing to have dual versions where you have to trade with friends and stuff, because, like, that's the whole point. It makes you seek out and communicate with other players, right? And that's a good thing. You have fun doing that, right? I actually like the raid system in this game because of that feature. But, like, to make you have to buy an entirely new game, that's ridiculous. That's when I draw the line, Anyway, apologies for again, my first rant of the new year. But yeah, so that's where I draw the line with that. And yo, Munchie, give Sonic Chow some hype. They need it. Thank you, thank you, Munchie and Sonic Chow. I hope 2020 is your year. I feel like it might be. Munchie hype and Sonic Chow hype too. Thank you to both of you guys. Sonic Chow for just being an incredible, person in this community and being so kind and courteous with your time and helping other people. And Munchie for just being awesome. Thank you, Munchie, and calling attention to that. You're awesome. You're both awesome. Love you both. You're both, amazing members of this community. And yeah, glad to see you're still around in 2020. But yes, it's going to be the year of Sonic Chow, I promise you. Hey, what's up, Xenojiva? I got Shield finally, just working on filling out the decks now for the Shiny Charm. It's good to be back, my dude. Well, it's good. It's great to be back as well. It is great to be back as well, Xenojiva, and welcome back to you, my friend. I'm quite happy with it, the National Dex and Sword Shield. It makes sense to learn the new gen. Got annoying to hear complaints, however. I know people had different opinions, and I understand that. Gaming Gardevoir. So I'm kind of half with you. After going through this game, it really didn't bug me as much as I thought it would, not having the National Dex. However, I do, like, my thing does come down to, like I just mentioned in the case of, like, Heracross, specifically, there are people who have, like, for whatever reason or another, and it's no place of me to judge, I have not done this personally with any specific Pokemon. I would do it hypothetically with Heracross if I were ever able to catch it in Pokemon Coliseum, but I haven't done so yet, so I don't have that sort of, like, background, right? But there are players out there who have a Pokemon from Gen 3 or beyond that have just, like, given their all, like, have poured in hundreds of hours into one specific Pokemon that they love and they adore, right? And it could be anything. It could be a Delibird. It could be a Yamask. I mean, in that case, it's fine, I guess. I think Delibird as well, actually, is fine. But, let's say a Zapdos. I don't know. The point is something that's not in this game that, and they were told from a young age that, like, gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all. And only now, all of a sudden, Game Freak's like, yeah, but maybe it's more like gotta catch some. It's getting too bloated, guys. And I understand both sides. I do. But I also can't help but feel for the people who did sort of royally get screwed out of their partner Pokemon, as it were, right? Like, the Pokemon that they feel the strongest connection to in the series, and they're just essentially told, like, you don't matter for this moment in time. And mind you, I guarantee Game Freak has a plan to get Gen 8 will at some point feature all of the Pokemon, right? In the way that, like, when Ruby and Sapphire first came out, you didn't have access to all the Kanto stuff. You did, like, the Johto stuff. It wasn't all there, right? And eventually, through time, it was all backwards compatible and it was good. But to me, it still sucks that it's like we live in this world where, like, technology is so rampant, and it's like you can't just throw people a bone. Like, you did it on a 3DS game, and now you're adding like 100 plus Gmax, and I get that, and Galar forms too. I get all that, but, like, still, it's like, can't you just do it? Like, that's one of the things that people feel the strongest about? I don't know. Who do you want for Final Smash DLC character? I would actually, at this point, I'm leaning towards, I mean, if it can't be Chrono Trigger, who's someone, like, I legitimately want for personal reasons. If it's not Chrono from Chrono Trigger, which it won't be, because there's already, like, 2 square reps at this point. Like, they're not going to go overboard. Maybe DLC Pack 2, that'd be cool, but I'm not holding my breath. However, I think Crash Bandicoot would be the coolest one for me at this point. I've heard rumors of Doom Guy. I've heard rumors of, you know, it could be a friggin' Tetris blog. Like, there's been so many of these, like, crazy, unsubstantiated rumors. But to me, I would love Crash Bandicoot personally. I think he's the last sort of, like, mascot, like, of the 90s era that I remember very fondly. You know, we got Banjo for Rare. And I know that, like, Rare's not technically, like, a console manufacturer, but, like, you know, there was Sonic, there was Mega Man, there was Mario, there was, like, Cloud to me. I know some people disagree with that. Cloud felt like kind of a mascot for an era to me. Like, there's all these characters that, like, represent, Pac-Man, right? Like, they all represent these sort of, like, times in games when video, and, like, Crash feels like the last missing a member of that. I would also argue Master Chief as well a little bit, because Master Chief really was part of a revolutionary, like, FPS kind of, you know, gaming boom at the time, and Halo was a big deal in the gaming world. So I would also argue Master Chief, at least in terms of retro, which is so crazy to think that Halo's now retro, but it is. You know, as much as I hate to admit it, like, I am further away from, like, Master Chief and my original Xbox now in 2020 than I was away from the original Super Mario Bros. When I was playing Melee. Like, that's insane to think about, but it is true, right? Like, that's like, that's just facts. Like, that, like, so anyway, my point is yeah, Master Chief is retro, because when I was, you know, growing up on the PS2 era, Mario from Super Mario Brothers was retro, right? Like 1985. No, you're right, Wolfger. You're right. I'm not listening to rumors. None have been substantiated as far as I know. I'm not even on social media anymore. So these are just things I've heard floating around from, like, like, talking with other people. Not actually me on, like, Reddit or me on Twitter. Because I'm not on those anymore. But, my holidays were good, Kennedy. How about yourself? Monster Hunter just makes sense at this point. Like, Rathalos and, like, there's already stuff in there. So why not, you know? Yeah, I think, to me, I don't know how many characters we're going to get in the last pack. I would love, I mean, honestly, I think just to represent and kind of close the door on gaming, I think Crash Bandicoot, Doom Guy, yeah, like Monster Hunter, Master Chief, and the dude from Minecraft, Steve, I think. I'm not a big Minecraft guy, as you can probably tell, but, like, just, you know, getting in all those things. I also, personally, I mean, this is a bit of a cheat, but, like, I think it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. Like, it'd be pretty cool if they could get, like, a League of Legends character in there to represent, like, the boom of, like, esports and kind of, like, PC gaming. Like, I, at this point, am more in it, not for my personal, like, fan service of characters, but more in, like, how do we represent all these different, you know, eras of gaming? And I feel like League of Legends kind of redefined what esports can be. I know some people argue that Dota did it first, and of course there's CSGO and stuff, but to me it's like League would be pretty cool if they could get a League character in there. Maybe that's just like my bias from my boss. You know, not my boss, but my job kind of coming through. But I want Jesus for DLC. Well, we already have, like, you know, Hero, who can pretty much just conjure anything from anything. So that's probably the closest you're going to get. But yeah, it's going to be a Capcom character for the next Smash. Okay, well then, cool. Like, yeah. My wife's birthday was on Monday, so I took her to Harbor House in downtown San Diego and dropped $200 on the meal. But man, it was good. That sounds really good. As someone who's currently in the process of financing their wedding, I would love a nice $200 meal, let me tell you. But it will not be happening anytime soon for this guy. Been a busy boy. I can't believe Black and White turned 10 this year. Now I know what it feels like to be old. You still got ways to go though, Sonic. I mean, I definitely you're starting to get it, but, like, trust me, like I just said, like, I remember playing, like, Halo 2 at my friend's house, like, for an entire summer, and, like, and now to think that game is, like, 16 years old is insane. like, to think that it's just it's absolutely like astonishing. But yeah, to think that like just for an example, like, you know, I remember seeing, I mean, we're getting to the point where like it's gonna feel like old to have seen the first Iron Man in theaters, you know? And like Iron Man to me, and like movies like Iron Man and The Dark Knight, for example, like feel like that's part of like my youth. You know what I mean? Like but not like my childhood youth, like my teenage youth, like my formative years. And it's like it feels like for those to start to become like every year they're getting a little older and older, and before you know it, like it'll be like 20 years out from Iron Man, like, and The Dark Knight, like the 25th anniversary of like, you know, the original X-Men movie. And it's like, that's weird. Like 25th anniversary of the Harry Potter movies. Like that will be a weird moment in my life when that happens, right?
No, that's
It'll be 20 years next year for Harry Potter. Like, not the books, obviously, the first movie, but it's like, that's weird. Yeah, like
I remember going to see that and crying in the theater.
Yeah, it's crazy. Who's my favorite Pokemon? Victoria, it is Mimikyu. Where are you getting married? Or is it a secret, Stan? Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to give out, like, the address of where I'm getting married or anything, but I'm getting married closer to home. Close to home in Toronto. The moon. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's so that now you understand why I can't be affording those dinners, because I'm going to the moon, apparently. No. Yeah, no, I'm keeping it pretty close to home. You know, I'm definitely not doing like a destination wedding. I know some people do, and like all the power to them. And honestly, we did kind of consider it. But if we were gonna do the destination wedding, we were only gonna like, basically our idea was like, we were essentially gonna like this. This might sound really awful. I don't know, but we were basically gonna like take the money that we were gonna spend on like a wedding, basically cut that in half essentially, and then we could have probably done a destination wedding for like just like ourselves, our parents, and our, you know, grandparents or you know, family, extended family a little bit, but like basically, and then just like the bridal and groom party, like, and then, you know, we'll extend an invitation to whoever else wants to come, but like we don't really care at that point, like. And that's not to say I don't care about like my other friends who aren't in my, you know, my groomsmen party or whatever, but it's just mostly like, to me it's like that's a way to like build more memories and get a little bit more out of like the money, honestly, because it's very expensive to do like a wedding with a hall and everything. And anyway, so I definitely don't but at the end of the day, we kind of like we just felt like we'd be, you know, there's other people more than us who are invested in our relationship and, you know, seeing us on that day, and it'd be kind of unfair to do that to them and be like, if you want to do it, you can, but you got to pay all this money that we're not going to cover, right? Because we were going to actually like pay for like our parents, like my party, Nad's party, but it just, at the end of the day, we were like, nah, like it just wouldn't work out. So it's too bad, but because we thought about it, we were like, maybe we could actually have it like in Tokyo, or maybe we could like do it somewhere on a beach, like that'd be cool. But like at the end of the day, we were just like, yeah, no, it's probably just better to do it closer to home. Mario Galaxy 2 turns 10 this year. That's crazy. Yeah, I know. Skyward Sword is going to be 10 years old next year. Like, and I remember like being out of high school when I picked up Skyward Sword. So like that's insane to me. Bro, Halo 2 was like the birth of online gaming as far as the FPS. It was huge. And yo, Wolfger, thank you so much. I love that you got the Squidward to go. I often don't see the Squidward, so that's really, really awesome. Thank you so much. Wolfger hype, guys. We gotta get some. I want some visceral hype in the chat this time for Wolfger. I know when some people like donate like every once in a while, like a few times, you know, people start to kind of. But for this one, they went beyond plus ultra. Thank you, Wolfger. Thank you so much, and congrats on your wedding. Here you go. The cake is on me. Thank you so much, Wolfger. I do really appreciate it. You're very, very kind. No, seriously, you're amazing. Wolfger hype. I want to see some wolves in the chat if you got them. I want to like just give this amazing person the love and the support that they deserve, because that's really kind of them. So thank you for going out of your way and doing that. I appreciate it immensely. And Wolfger, you're awesome. I'm even gonna give you 2, because now I want you, chat, to go beyond plus ultra and give Wolfger all the hype. I see Anthony doing it. I see Sonic Chow doing it. Gaming Gardevoir, Kelton. What's up, Moonlit Dason? How are you doing today? Does she have her dress yet? Yes, Josh. Nad does have her dress yet. I don't know why I said yet on that, but yeah, she has her dress. I do not have my suit or tux yet, though. I don't know what it's gonna end up being, honestly. But I've been busy to make sure that it happens very soon, sooner rather than later, because the summer's coming up. Before you know it, it'll be here. So I got to get on that sooner rather than later. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Blade Diablo? Hey, you were not late at all. You were amazing. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Thank you again for getting one of the shirts. I appreciate that. The hoodies. That's really, really dope. Yeah, hope you're doing well. And there it all is. There's all the wolves. Thank you so much, guys. Really means a lot to me because, you know, Wolfger means a lot to me. So the fact that you support them, you know, helps me out in the sense of, like, it just, I don't know, it just feels good, you know? It just feels good. But anyway, yeah. Wolfger for Smash. Let's go. I'm sure Wolfger would just be okay if, like, a Gen 2 rep from Pokemon got into Smash. But yeah, I think at this point, though, I think it's all going to be non-Nintendo stuff. I think we're only going third-party from this point on. Even in, like, the second wave. I think it's very clear that, like, for the last character they reveal, it'll definitely be third-party. But even I'm talking, like, how they've announced they're going to do a second round of DLC. I think even in that regard, we're going to get, you know, like all third-party stuff. So I doubt we're gonna get any new Pokemon, unfortunately. But, you know, personally, I just really like a stage. I love the Pokemon stages. I love pretty much every single one of them. So I'd love to see something inspired by, like, either Alola or Kalos, to be honest with you. I just want my purple ice cream cone. Nice. We just hit 2100. I just want this Impidimp to be blue, because we are now past, we're definitely past full odds at this point. We're in 2100. Mind you, that doesn't really mean anything. We could, you know, it could end up taking us till 5,000, perhaps. But it'll happen, and I definitely will not be expecting it when it does. What anime have you been meaning to watch for the longest time? Well, for a very long time, Sonic, it was Demon Hunter, or Demon Slayer, sorry, and I recently just watched that over the break, so I'm caught up on that. Something that I've been meaning, most of the ones that I've been meaning to watch, I have at this point seen. There's there's always like a few ones that, like, obviously, like, I still need to finish Attack on Titan season 3. I, you know, would like to check, like, there's a few I definitely do want to check out that people have recommended me in the past, that I've just, like, never gotten around to, that I've heard really good things about. But for now, I'm all right. For now, like, I just finished, Demon Slayer, so I'm kind of just chilling. I do need to see the, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai movie at some point, because, you know, it literally acts as, like, a sequel to the show, and I love the show, and I apparently missed when they had it in theaters, which I'm not going to make that mistake with Demon Slayer when that movie comes to theaters closer to me, because, yeah, it's been kind of brutal. You miss it once, and it's like, oh, now you can't find it. The, you know, Ava Rebuild movie 3+1 or whatever is coming out this summer, or sometime this year at least. I actually don't know when, but so that's something I definitely got to check out. But yeah, I'm sure there's tons of stuff that I just can't think. I need to finish Wandering Sun. Oh, I don't know that one. Yeah, I'm also excited by, like, Haikyuu. Season 4 is dropping, like, this season, like basically very, very soon, within like the next week, I think. So that's pretty awesome. Like, we got a whole new season of anime, right, coming out, like, within the next week. Getting into My Hero's, like, second course is gonna be pretty cool. So yeah, there's some good stuff. I have hope for this year, because I'm not gonna lie, last year, way too many isekai movies, or not movies, shows. Like, so much, like, I'm in the place with this thing now. Like, uh-oh, I'm in a video game world, but I have a shield. I'm in a video game world, but my mom's here. I'm in a video game world, but, like, you know, I'm a slime. Like, and by the way, the slime one was actually pretty good, but, like, still, it's just the fact that, like, I'm just burnt out on isekai. I still need to finish A Place Further Than the Universe. I'm about 4 or 5 episodes into it at this point. It's a slow burn one for me. I don't know why. I don't find it that bingeable, but when I do watch the episodes, I'm, like, reminded how much I love the show. So I gotta finish that at some point. I do at some point want to check out Dr. Stone, but I might even wait for, like, a second season before I do. Have you watched Seven Deadly Sins? Yes, I've watched 1 and 2. I'm a good boy, so I'm gonna wait for the rest, the next season 3 to be on Netflix, even though it sucks. Trust me. Did you like episode 19? Yes, cool pool. I loved episode 19 to the point where I actually forced Nad to sit down, like my fiance, to sit down and watch it. Like just, I would say like the back half of that episode. She'd never seen Demon Slayer. I was like, I don't think it's your cup of tea, but you got to watch this like last half. Like the animation is insane. So yeah, and obviously she didn't get all of it, but even she agreed. She was like, that's like movie quality animation. It's very, very good. I also thought that the last episode was like phenomenal with the camera work and stuff. It's really good. So yeah, I'm a big like Demon Slayer. I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling for like, it took me like 2 weeks basically to just watch like the first 13 or so episodes. I was kind of forcing my way through it. I didn't like the whole like Demon of the Week. Oh, he's just got to find like the strand. I was like, yeah, it's not for me, I don't think, but I'll try to finish it just because people have said it gets good. And that was the one thing, honestly, keeping me going was like, I'd heard people say like, man, there's this, I couldn't remember what episode it was, but I knew it was like towards the end of the run. People like on Twitter were like freaking out about it. Like it was on like the top page of Reddit. Like, this was back when I had social media. And so I remember like people making like a big deal out of like a specific episode. So I was like, I gotta wait. There's gotta be something coming that'll change my mind. And sure enough, it did. And sure enough, I kept up with it. And I actually gotta say, like the last like 6 or 7 episodes, I guess, I thought were phenomenal. They actually did what I wanted from the series, which was like world building. I finally learned what the stakes were. There's like interesting character design and development. Like I was finally like, okay, I'm in. And I will see the movie when it like comes out, like day 1 for sure. So yeah. I've gotten past 3,000 plus now for Rickety. I haven't progressed more than entering Wild Zone in the game. Jeez, Faye. It's rough. Rickety especially seems to be, Rickety and Wooloo, I know so many people who went after those, like, before they started their game, because obviously the starters were locked. And man, like, so many people, it burns you out on shiny hunting and just, like, Pokemon in general so fast, you know? Like, when you have something like that, especially when you haven't even been able to get into the game properly, like, it's brutal. And especially back then, everyone thought, like, just keep knocking them out. Like, don't stop after 500, like, keep knocking them out, which is even more brutal. The only DLC update I would have wanted for Sword and Shield is that scanning compatible Pokemon Amiibo makes them appear in raids. Hey, that'd be cool. That'd be very cool. Hey, what's up, Mutosaido? How's it going? Nice. I'm sure, given my luck so far with this hunt, you will get yours much sooner than I've been able to get mine thus far. I'm alive again, Nice Soul. Yeah, what's up? I had a bit of a cold, and I've been a busy boy. I've been doing a bunch of wedding planning stuff, basically. Between that and the cold, I've been busy. Hey, Stan. Good morning. So glad I got to wake up to you streaming. Hey, what's up, Coco? How you doing? Hi, RandomTens. Sorry I haven't been on your streams. I wanted to avoid spoilers and let's go Sword and Shield. No worries, Mia. Welcome to the stream. I love your profile picture. I'm a big fan of Heracross. As someone who has given way too much of his life to that thing. But anyway, actually, speaking of Heracross and speaking of just, like, Impidimp hunting and me being alive again and whatnot, I think now is a good time to actually do what the title of this this stream says and actually get into sort of the future of RandomTens, what's going to happen in 2020 with the channel. There's going to be, like I said earlier on, I hinted towards, there's going to be stuff I think some of you guys are absolutely going to hate, and some stuff that some of you guys are absolutely going to love, and it's going to be this weird sort of, like, balancing act, because it's a very busy year for me. I am getting married in it's less than 6 months at this point, so it's creeping up. Yeah, so I got a lot on my plate, but anyway, so yeah, I guess I will start off by saying, something that I do want to do. So I'll start with good news. Something that I do want to do, like on the channel, and I don't want to, like, don't hold me to this, but I'm gonna aim for it. I have a goal. I want to try to get the Gen 6 review, the X and Y review, as well as the ORAS review. I want to get both of those videos out before I get married, so within the next 6 months, because I actually straight up had a really, really good time towards the end. It was weird. It was like what, like, towards the end of the black, like the back half of the Black and White 2 review, and then like it reminded me of just how much I love making videos and putting them out there and having you guys react and seeing it. Like, there's something like you just get from like making a video and putting that many hours into something that you just cannot get from a stream, you know? So like that's something that I really, really, oh, that was 21:18. But yeah, that's something that I really like. It's like one of the like proudest I felt in a while, putting that out and seeing the response to that video. And so I'd really like to keep that momentum kind of going, and I'd like to put out. So that is like the first thing, is I really, really want to try to get out the X and Y review. Like that's kind of like the next thing on my agenda, to the point where like I've actually started it. Oh yes, Mia, yeah. Thank you. I think I speak for all your fans when I say we all want to see that wedding and reception movie and photos. I don't know. We'll see, Josh. It's possible. I might put something up on my second channel. So yeah, I mean, look out for that maybe. But I will say one thing I very much learned is that I like to keep certain things that are like I gotta create actual boundaries between like the content that I put online and just the memories I make in person, right? So for example, when I went to Tokyo, I filmed a bunch of stuff and I made a very good vlog out of it, and I'm really proud of that vlog that I made for my Tokyo trip. But at the same time, I felt like it's possible that I wasn't in the moment quite as much because I was so worried about getting the perfect shot and getting enough pictures, and that maybe I could have been more invested in the people around me during it, you know? And so that's something that like, and even then I will say like, that, it's not so much that, but like, I definitely, on the day itself, like it's possible that like a month after the wedding, I might decide, hey, you know what? I will share some stuff with you guys. But on the day, that is the least, like, that's the last thing on my mind is like, is like, you know, making content around my wedding. I'm going to be like 100% locked in to the wedding. I don't think there's any other way I could do it. Mind you, we do have a photographer and videographer. So again, like I might put something up short and sweet on my second channel. Because I do know a few of you guys are invested in like myself and Nad, and you've been following us for so long. And so I get that. I do respect that. But like, yeah, for the day and like even the week of, the last thing I'm thinking about is YouTube. Like I'm thinking about, you know, my bride, and I'm thinking about my groomsmen and my party and my parents and my grandparents, and making sure the day goes off, you know? So yeah, well, I appreciate that, and actually that's really cool of you to say, because it means that you know, you love me, you love Nad, you love us. I still, yeah, I want to keep that pretty separated, at least at the time of it happening, I guess. And that leads me to the second thing, which is the more negative news, in terms of what is going to be, you know, sort of a sandwich, I guess, of news for updates for 2020. Speaking of that, because the wedding is very labor intensive and there's a lot going on, and because, as I mentioned earlier, back in September, I got sort of like promoted in my job and I have a lot more responsibility, that was very hard to balance with playing Sword and Shield and getting the Black and White 2 review out. I believe, and this is the part that you guys are absolutely going to hate, I think that after we get Impidimp, I am no longer going to be streaming on the RandomTens channel. Now, that's with a caveat, right? On the RandomTens channel, I don't think I'm going to be continuing my streams. That being said, I am going to be streaming on my second channel, RandomTens, right? But I am going to be bringing back my Heracross hunt. And I know some people love it, and I know some people hate it, and that's why I said it's going to be controversial. But it's something that I have been thinking about. It's like like I gotta get Impidimp, of course, but it's like Heracross is like the last like outstanding, like I gotta get this thing. I put too much of my life into it, and I did say when I ended the Heracross hunt, there's like video evidence of me saying like I'm basically from like November and December and some of January, I'm gonna be like, you know, going into my Sword and Shield, like I'm gonna be playing those games and I'm gonna be enjoying those games. But as soon as I like January and these games sort of like fall off for me, I start to lose a little bit of interest in them, which has happened. Like there's not enough of a post game, there's not enough of like shiny hunting methods in it to really make me like want to keep coming back. I do at some point legitimately though, I'm not lying, like I do want to come back and do like a Gigantamax type raid just because it's something different, you know what I mean? Like something I haven't done yet. But I guess that's where I'm at as a shiny hunter, is like, I don't want to just keep doing the same thing. I don't want to, and trust me, like there's reasons why I should just keep shiny hunting on this channel, right? But like at the end of the day, it's like, it's energy that I personally want to spend on a different type of hunt, something that I've never caught a shadow shiny Pokemon before, you know? And that's something that I personally want to put a lot more of my time and my effort into, because I want to finish it, you know? It feels so unfinished given the amount of time I put in. It's my longest shiny hunt to date, and I really want to see it through. And I really want to see it through before I get married as well. However, so there's even a caveat to that, though, and that caveat is I don't think I would be starting. So basically, I'm going to be streaming on this channel until... So here's the plan. Here's the plan. Basically, I'm going to stream on this channel once a week until I get Impidimp, right? I'm not going to end the streams on RandomTens channel till I get this shiny Impidimp. It could be tonight. It could be next Wednesday. It could be the Wednesday after that, right? However, I will continue doing that, because that's something that I promised you guys, and I want to see that through too. And the same feelings I have about Heracross, I do have about Impidimp to a, of course, like lesser degree, right? So every week I'm gonna keep trying to get this Impidimp. Hopefully it happens sooner rather than later, but you know, I'm maybe not. Anyway, but basically, once I've caught Impidimp though, I will probably not be streaming on my second channel, the Heracross hunting, until April. I want to take like essentially like I want to stream still in Japan, not as January, not quite as much. But because of wedding stuff, because of, you know, just other desires, other like places I want to spend my energy. Some of it's fitness, because I do want to look good in the pictures for the wedding. I know that's a very like vain sort of thing, but I really do want to get back into fitness in a big way, because you know, with these last few months being so busy, I definitely like my eating patterns have been like completely fluctuating. I've been very stressed out, and I've been very my eating habits have reflected that, so I want to get back on track with that stuff. I want to get back in the gym. I want to I want to do the Heracross thing. I want to make the X and Y review, right? So like I said, so it's one of those things where like I know a lot of people are here for the streams, especially you guys right now. But I want to slowly kind of, taper off the streams, kind of get them over to the RandomTens channel. Do the Heracross hunting there. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I want to so basically, here's what I would say, and this is not a complete itinerary, I guess. Like, you can't really plan these things completely, but the hope is essentially like just start the X and Y review, like it's already started basically. So continue with that over the next 5 months or whatever. So use these next 2 months especially to like beat those games, get a script written, get it recorded, etc., etc. Because it takes a while. It does take a while, especially like I said, I got a full-time job, I got all this wedding stuff usually in my nights that I want to do. But yeah, and most of all, I kind of just want to spend more time with my fiance. Like the last 3 months, because I've been so busy and I've been putting I work, 9 to 5. I come home and then I've been streaming a lot. Obviously not quite as much in December as I did in November, but still, I've been working very hard, and I want to spend more time with her. I want to go on walks with her and stuff, and just get to enjoy each other's company a little bit more. Because I feel like I've been a little bit neglectful of that as well, perhaps. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, basically, so here's what it looks like, right? I'm gonna be streaming in January, still on the RandomTens channel, winding down, getting this Impidimp, right? So this will be the last shiny of Sword and Shield for a while. Then I'm gonna take 2 months off to do all my wedding stuff, get that out of the way, get back on track fitness wise, work on the X and Y review, get that in a really good spot, and then come back to RandomTens April 1st or April 2nd, because April Fool's Day, I don't know, but come back probably April 1st, and then start streaming on the RandomTens channel, doing the Heracross stuff again. That's sort of where I'm at. What I do every morning is go 2 to 3 mile run, and then do abs and arm workout at around 4 a.m. Get out of the way, then the rest of my day is free unless I want to go running again. Oh, that's actually awesome, Faye. So I'm actually in a pretty good position. My job, where I work, they actually have a gym on premises. So usually we get a 40-minute lunch. And usually I will use those 40 minutes to do some sort of a workout. And then, I walk to and from work. So that's usually about all together, it's about half an hour of like cardio. I know it's only walking, but it's still, it's better than nothing. But yeah, so I do basically like a 40-minute workout and a 30-minute like cardio sort of walk thing every day. So that's pretty good, but I've been neglecting it really badly, and I want to, like, that's part of it. I want to get back on track for that, and anyway, it's a lot, but yeah. So that's sort of the idea. That's sort of the itinerary. Again, I know it sucks. I just wish I had more time to do all these things, but the unfortunate fact is that I'm growing up. I got more responsibilities, inevitably wedding starts turning into, well, how do I start saving my money to get a house? What about kids? What about getting a dog, right? Like, responsibilities do start to pile up, unfortunately. And I just, right now, I think my time can be better served so that I'm not panicking come, like the summertime, and I'm like, why didn't this get done? And why didn't I do that? And it's like, maybe I shouldn't have streamed quite as much. I don't know. Maybe that's here nor there. Maybe I just Sword and Shield, at least from a shiny hunting perspective, didn't really win me over the way that I wanted them to win me over. And I didn't expect there to be no new kind of like, method to shiny hunt in this game. Yeah, I know Gmax raids, people say, but like, to me, it's like there's nothing that's quite as exciting as there was in Gen 7, or even the Ultra Wormholes, which I now realize are also Gen 7. But yeah, I don't know. It feels very repetitive. It feels very, like, it's just trickier. Like, and anyway, I don't know. Yeah, no worries, Coco. And yeah, and that's the thing. Again, I'm not shutting down RandomTens. Like, I really am not. All this really is like, I've found that I have a hard time making content for the channel while also streaming on the channel. And so I just want to, like, this only means that the X and Y review will come out sooner. It means that hopefully I can finally put Heracross to bed. And then who knows, maybe 2021. Because that's just because I don't know how long Heracross is going to take. It could literally be like this fall. Maybe in the fall, things I can actually come back and stream more on this channel again. I don't know. And maybe there'll be other games outside of Pokemon. But I do know right now, I think this is the best sort of like path forward for the channel. I know a lot of people really want to see the X and Y review, and the Oras review as well. And I really want, I'm motivated and determined right now to like do those. And they're calling me in a way that like Sword and Shield shiny hunting just like isn't, I guess. And so yeah, I want to use up like all the free time I have sort of to either spend with my fiance, deal with this wedding stuff, like all the stuff that I still have to organize and make sure, put out all the fires related to that. And then, yeah, and then work on X and Y. Like, what about top 10 Switch Pokemon? At some point, I could definitely see me doing a top 10, like, shiny Switch Pokemon. I don't know if I'll do, like, just top 10, but I definitely do want to put out a top 10 shiny Sword and Shield Pokemon. But, like, at this point, yeah, I don't know when. It'd probably still come out sometime in the next. But that's what I mean, is that I'd rather use RandomTens for content and StandomTens for streaming. That's all I'm basically getting at, is I do kind of want to separate the two going forward. That's really the gist of it. So, yeah, it's not like that video is not going to happen. Like, I'll probably still do my top 10, but, yeah. I feel that. I really get excited for a shiny Pokemon these days, maybe because I've gotten almost 500 of them in my time playing Pokemon. Yeah, and I think that's probably part of it too, Jeffrey, is that, like, doing it this way feels like it's a lot of time to get, like, a Pokemon that I could breed for, you know what I mean? But I could be using this time, and I want to do it this way, don't get me wrong, I like doing it, but even just breeding, I feel like all that time, I'd rather be going after Heracross, I'd rather be trying to, like, put that one to bed. Heracross is a pain, it very much is, yes. But yeah, and trust me, like, I've put a lot of thought and decision into this, and in some ways it could be counterproductive, right? Because hypothetically, I mean, this is, like, even just, like, thinking kind of, like, in this terms, which is not really the way I'm thinking about it, but, like, it is a possible, like, you could say, well, hey, for the wedding stuff, if it's, like, so busy and so expensive, why, like, you could just, if you kept streaming, you could hypothetically, like, keep getting donations and keep, like, the channel. So in that sense, from a financial perspective, it's actually really bad to stop streaming. But for me, it's not about that. For me, it's about, like, my actual passions for, like, what I want to do and what I want to accomplish as both a shiny hunter, a YouTuber, and just, like, a husband to be. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Just remember, your personal life is more important than YouTube. Yeah, I really want to use, like, the next 2 months to kind of, like, recharge. This break really showed me that, like, I just gotta slow down just a little bit. And maybe not even slow down, but just like basically I was like overused, like my energy was spent in too many places, and I need to subtract a few places, but I need to pick and like which places are the best to slow down in, you know? That's all. Oh my god, play Diablo. Are you for real? I am glad you have a game plan for 2020. Excited for Heracross and Wedding. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. Yeah, I really do appreciate you guys hopefully respecting that. And, you know, again, I knew, like, there's going to be some people who are really upset by it. And I get it. I definitely get it. I finally, you know, really did come back in a big way. I thought, at least, in, like, you know, October with, you know, new review. We're streaming all the time. Like, holiday stream. It's feeling like old times. But the truth is that, like, unfortunately, like, my day-to-day is not like it was in old times, right? In old times, I was, you know, I had a part-time job, or I was doing this full-time, and to try to, like, still do that to that degree while working a full-time job, and then also, you know, having relationships to keep up on. I play Frisbee, like, once a week. Like, I'm part of, like, a Frisbee league. Like, there's all these other things and, like, responsibilities. Not that, for the record, Frisbee's actually one of the other things, just so you know, that is also going to take a back seat. Like, that's something I have to, like, kind of put away for a little bit so that I can focus on, like, the more important things, like, you know, my fiance and my job, my, like, my day-to-day. No, you're not high maintenance. I mean, how many partners would be cool enough to let me, like, I basically, like, straight up, I basically, like, was only seeing Nad and, like, having real conversation with her, like, basically, like, you know, 2 hours a day, which is bad. I want to get that up. You know, and just over the break, I was finally able to hang out with her more and catch up on life and just, like, plan for the future together. And it's really exciting to me, and I want to do more of that. Anyway, is it cheating if I'm resetting the wishing stones for Ditto? By the way, I'm not day starting, just going after the first Ditto I see in the light. I actually don't know. It's all good, Stan. We all still love you, bro. Just do what you got to do. We'll always be here for when you're able to come back. Yeah, exactly. Well, and like I said, I will be back. Not that, like, I'm not, trust me, this isn't going to be like when I went to start my job. The good news is, because, like, you know, my current job and all the wedding stuff, they're underway. Like I have a good idea of the amount of energy and time and kind of discipline they take. Obviously, there's going to be once in a while, like, a fire regarding to the wedding, or I'll have to work late at work or whatever. Those things happen. Like, that's part of life that you can't see coming. But, like, I feel like I have a good sense of what they require. I just need to, like, make sure I have the time to give to those things. You know what I mean? That's all it really comes down to. So the good news is it will be a smoother transition than it was when I, like, literally had to, like, move and, you know, start a new job, and I had no time because I was on the train all the time, and, like, it'll be different than that. So I will be back Heracross hunting, you know, April 1st or April 2nd or whatever it is. I have that, like, as a plan, like, written down. Like, that's you know, how I'm going to do it. And I think that gives me enough time to get back in the flow of certain things and kind of put out a bunch of fires and then come back slowly but surely, you know, and do the thing that I'm really passionate about in the Shiny Hunting community, which is, like, I actually miss talking to all my Coliseum friends and stuff from those streams. Not that, I mean, I love all you guys too. A lot of you guys were also on that part of the RandomTens streams, but there's, like, this whole other kind of, like, sub-Shiny Hunting community that's, like, involved with, or sub-genre of Shiny Hunting community, not sub-Shiny Hunting, but, like, sub-genre of Shiny Hunting community that, like, is kind of dedicated to, like, the GameCube games, and that's super cool. And I was, like, I got to know a bunch of people through that, and there was, like, we were all, you know, trading stories, and it's a very hard thing to do, so, I had a lot of fun with that. Oh, nice, Sonic. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I did not know that. Thank you. But yeah. Anyway, so after that, all that, you know, that just, like, you know, news vomit. Where are we at? Where are we sitting? 2142. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Tonight, we're probably going to go to, I don't know, 2250. Hey, what's up, Adrian? How you doing? So we probably, well, I mean, maybe. We'll see, actually. It could very well be more than 2250. I don't know. I don't know how many we're going to go to tonight yet. The Heracross streams were awesome. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely, like, way more relaxed than these streams, right? To the point where, like, when I go back into them, I'm actually going to, now that I have, like, my stream deck and stuff, I'm actually really excited for it. Because, like, I'm going to go back to it with, like, renewed vigor. obviously just because it's been a while and I want to get back into it, but also I'm gonna like create special sort of like, you know, design elements for those streams specifically. I'll probably keep my old layout for it just because I actually really like that layout. But I might play with it a little bit. I don't know. But I'm gonna probably like try to, you know, create new like opening, ending, maybe some graphics here and there, and also play some music during it, because I think like that's one thing, is it's such a chill stream that like after what I learned doing like the holiday stream is like you can play music in the background and it's fun, it's good, you know. So I'll probably do that for a lot of them now, because before in the past I didn't, but now I'll probably like play some music in the background. We'll just hang out. They're really chill but really fun in my opinion. I have a really good time with them, and also, you know, one day it's gonna shine and then it's gonna be sick. It just I don't want to get it to 2 years, you know. Man, that's an unfortunate chain. I had something similar chaining for Morpeko. Got 4 different shinies before I got the Morpeko. Was close to 4,000, 5,000. Took 2 weeks. Keep it up. Thank you, Exterminated Slushy. Yeah, my Toxel was 20. I don't know, 27 something, 2782, something like that. So almost 3,000. So I've had some fun times already in this game. It's certainly nothing 4,000, 5,000, but hopefully this Dimp shines, you know, fairly sooner rather than later. That'd be cool. Would you go for a Gmax shiny? Yes, I do at some point want to try that. I would probably try it off stream first, but yeah. Can we reach Toxel's numbers? I hope not, because Toxel I didn't even have the shiny charm for like the first, like 2/3 of it, or at least first half. I didn't have the shiny charm, so like with this one I do have the shiny charm. So it's crazy that like, you know, it's going so far. Like I looked up on YouTube just to make sure that it could even be caught this way. I looked up on YouTube and people are getting it in like 400, 600, 800, and I'm like, man, like, geez, a lot of these people don't even have the shiny charm. Exactly, Josh. You get it. You get it. Pokemon Direct tomorrow. Odds are it's either DLC or a new mystery dungeon game. I feel like, Timmy the Turtle, what we're going to see from the Direct tomorrow is basically almost nothing. Which I know sounds crazy, but I think we're going to see like 5 minutes of Pokemon Home, 5 minutes of Pokemon Sleep, 5 minutes of like, hey, just so you know, we're still doing Gigantamax raids, and we're updating them all the time, and here's what you can expect in the next little while from them. So yeah, and then like the last 5 minutes will just be like superfluous stuff. It'll be like, oh, here's a minute of like Pokemon Go. Here's a minute of like Pokemon Masters. Here's like, you know, some jokes. Here's like us like talking about how well we did and how many copies of Sword and Shield we sold, and you know what I mean, blah, blah, blah. I really don't think we're going to get any new game announcements. I mean, I could be wrong, but like typically I found that in recent years they've been kind of saving the new game announcements for like E3. It just pads it out, right? Regardless of what it is, like usually the main series games we see a little earlier than E3. I can't remember if Sword and Shield was before E3 or not, but when it comes to like the sort of like additional games in a generation, not the core ones, so the remakes or like I find they usually announce those at E3 lately. Sometimes a little earlier, but still, I don't think we'll get those quite yet. If we do, it's actually a good sign, because it means they're probably super far ahead on them. So yeah. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Nin? Wish you prefer Masuda or Encounters? Masuda in terms of just like, I know if I do a Masuda, I'm way more likely to get it, but I prefer this way in terms of like, it actually, like, it makes me feel a lot like more emotional when I do get the shiny finally. Makes the shiny feel like more of a prize, you know what I mean? They would announce a Direct without a big reveal. I mean, we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get a new game, but I don't think it will. Maybe a new mobile game, but I don't think we're going to get an announcement of it. It feels just too early to me, but I hope I'm wrong. Hope I'm wrong. Is it sad that I'm kind of excited for Pokemon Sleep? No. I think like the smallest things can bring people joy, honestly. Like genuinely it's like the smallest things can do that. So, no, I don't think that's I don't think that's sad at all in any capacity. A Pokemon DLC rep for Smash Ultimate might also make sense. I thought about that, but it just doesn't fit the pattern, right? All the other ones have been, I mean, outside of Piranha Plant, which like clearly to me felt like less of actual DLC and more of like, hey, here's a bonus that we couldn't quite complete in time for the game. We kind of like, our ambitions were a bit too big, but like we're gonna give it to you almost immediately, and it's free, right? Like if you bought the game early enough, like it's free. So but yeah, outside of that one particular example, it's all been like third-party games, right? So I don't think it's going to be a Smash announcement. Again, I'm also if that happens, cool. Like I'm very much down for it. But I have learned from Nintendo and their directs and Pokemon and their directs, just to be, we might get maybe a tease of like whatever next game they're working on. But it, like I've always kind of like felt like they yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll all see, right? Yeah, it could end up being a mystery dungeon-esque game on mobile. Aren't they adding new Pokemon to Sword and Shield? Yes, they are. Slowly, but well, not new Pokemon, but older Pokemon that would be new to the region. Toxtricity would make a good Gen 4 rep. Gen 8 rep. I mean, maybe. I still think that there's more deserving characters than a Gen 8 Pokemon, if I'm being honest. Even from other series. I mean, like, you know, as someone mentioned earlier, there's already, like, a lot of Pokemon in the game. And, hey, I get it. It sells extremely well. It'd be dumb not to put Pokemon in. But I do feel like, you know, if you're going to go that route, like, it's been a while since Zelda got a character. And Zelda's also a very popular series. And Breath of the Wild is a very popular game. So, like, if you're going to go, like, from a Nintendo franchise, first or second party, I feel like Breath of the Wild is a pretty good, you know, rep. Like they're far more deserving, considering Zelda has not had a new rep since what, Brawl? I mean, I know Link is technically a different character now, the way that he functions. Like they completely kind of rebuilt him. Outside of like, I mean, he's very physically he's the same. Like his model is the same and it moves in a similar way, but his attacks are very different, right? But still, yeah. So. But it still definitely feels like Zelda's way overdue for like another rep. Personally speaking, I can't believe in like basically two gens, like two hardware gens, we haven't really gotten one, you know. But again, I still think it's going to be a third party character regardless. I can't wait for G-Max Toxtricity. It's pretty dope. They wouldn't put Mystery Dungeon on mobile. It would be disrespectful to the game itself. It would be an insanely big release. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of things that people have said in the past, Timmy the Turtle, that, you know, Nintendo wouldn't do. And then they've done it, right? I think a lot of people, when the rumors of Let's Go Pikachu Eevee started coming out, a lot of people were like, there's no way the first Switch games are going to be, like more Kanto stuff. And it was, right? I know a lot of people have also said that, like, you know, when the Alola forms were first coming out, you know, people were like, there's no way they'll just do Gen 1. Eventually, we're going to get Gen 2 or, like, other gens. But then it was just Gen 1, right? I want to see Fee or Midna. I mean, Girahim. You could do Rivali. I know people are really into Rivali. You could, I mean, I was about to say Zelda from Breath of the Wild. But, like, that should just be a costume, honestly. Like she's not in the game enough to really have, like, a moveset that would be different enough. So, that one, yeah, maybe doesn't quite stand. Or Bosa could be cool. I mean, there's like, a few examples of characters you could definitely, you know, do. And then also, that's not even thinking, like, you know, we're in the world now in Smash where, like, Piranha Plant somehow made it in. So, like, who's to say that, like, Sakurai is not just, like, you know, I think a Bokoblin would be really good. Or I think, what if we made Epona a fighter? Okay, I do think Epona would be, like, kind of going a little bit far. But I think you know what I mean. What if we made a Divine Beast? Again, probably also not would probably go too far. But, you know, maybe, like, I'm going to let you play as a Guardian. People seem to like the Guardians from Breath of the Wild. Let's make that a character. So, who knows, right? It's best not to speculate because Nintendo, one thing I've learned about, there's a few things and people out there that is just best never to guess because you're almost always going to be proven wrong. And that is Nintendo, like, and that also extends to both Pokemon and Sakurai. And then also One Piece. Like, One Piece is another example of, like, the amount of times I've been like, oh, I definitely know where this is headed. And then it's just like, oh, Oda's just like, screw that. I'm going to do this instead. Has been way more than I've ever actually gotten right. What if these Impidimps are shiny locked? They're not, Amin Guy. I looked into it on YouTube. Other people have gotten them this way, so they're not. I'm just supremely unlucky, apparently. It also wouldn't work well on mobile. Take Rumble Rush, for example. Cool concept, but poor execution. I mean, again, I'm with you, but that hasn't stopped them before from releasing, you know, poor mobile games. Too big for Smash. Yeah, Skull Kid. How could I forget about Skull Kid? Yeah, Skull Kid is a perfect example. For a second, I actually thought it was the shiny for a second. I don't know why. I guess maybe the mushroom in the back startled me for a sec. It's happened before, but the hand specifically, when I saw its right hand, that's this hand. I was like, oh, here we go, shiny Impidimp. Bet 5th character will be Doom Guy. Oh, sorry, my watch just went weird. But we'll be Doom Guy, and we'll get the Fighter Pass too. Yeah, I'm down for that. Imagine if they add Calamity Ganon. Yeah, they're probably not though, right? Although, interestingly enough, we do know that there's, I mean, it's strongly implied that Ganondorf will be returning in Black and White. I almost said Black and White too. Breath of the Wild 2. Ganondorf will be returning. It's like all but confirmed at this point. We don't know in what shape or form, I guess, but like we know Ganondorf will, like the man behind the beast will be an issue for our Master Sword wielding hero. So yeah, I think that's something to keep in mind, because that, depending on how he is built and his skill set, perhaps that's a character that they could introduce, like Breath of the Wild specific Ganon, right? And maybe that's even why, maybe knowing that's why they gave the current Ganon the Ocarina of Time sort of like look, like model, as opposed to the Twilight Princess one that they already had in the data. Stan, what will be an easy shiny for me to hunt next? Because I don't know, Coco. I mean, honestly, I think it's always best to hunt something for yourself, not somebody else, because I think if you hunt for somebody else, sometimes you'll just like kind of lose interest. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not your own personal sort of like wish and desire, I feel like it's so much easier to kind of like fall out of love with your shiny hunt. An Undertale Deltarune rep would also make sense in order to add the whole music tracks. Look, I would love nothing more than if we got more Toby Fox music in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Like, truly. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think basically them putting the songs like Mii costume in is like the closest you get to that. And it's literally like, and it's pretty cool, to be honest, because it's like Sakurai saying like, you know what, I heard all of you. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not quite there yet for us. Like, there's other characters that have more gaming like significance historically than Sans does, but we hear you, and we're gonna throw you a bone here. Like, we're gonna put some resources into this because like he probably also loves the game, right? And is like, I want to do it, but it's just not there yet. It's not a big enough franchise. Like, there's just so many other characters he probably still feels like will fit better and have longer historical like significance. Because at this point, that's what it seems for me, at least, that Sakurai's kind of like doing. He's like, you know, his mentor Satoru Iwata, like, you know, asked him on his deathbed basically like, hey, make this the biggest game of all time. Make this like the most, like, do it right. And it feels to me like, in order to honor a man who, you know, was more prolific around the 90s and early 2000s, it feels like he's probably going to put in characters that his mentor probably like resonated with him and knew, as opposed to newer characters. That's all I feel. But again, I do not work on Smash Bros, so you never know. Master Hand would be interesting. I hope we get new information on Breath of the Wild 2. That is for sure an E3 thing. Like, I can say E3 definitely means less and less as the years go on, because as we saw, like Sony just with the PS5, right? Like Microsoft at the Game Awards, like E3 is becoming way less and less important. But I guarantee, well, all but guarantee, unless they're super ahead on it, like E3 is the place. I feel like for sure E3 will be the place that happens. Yeah, I really want to see more Undertale stuff in the game. That would make me super happy. And if enough people bought the song, like I bought, you know, the like Megalovania, I can't even speak. Megalovania, like I bought it. So I mean, hopefully they, like Nintendo, right, see that there is enough interest there to warrant them putting more music and maybe a character in. You never know. Will you be streaming Breath of the Wild 2 when it comes out? It's 50-50 right now. It's 50-50. Part of me really wants to, but then part of me is also like, man, I really enjoyed sort of the Zelda time off stream too, of just figuring things out without having sort of backseat drivers. So I don't know. It's because that's the only thing is like, and mind you, I'm sure the amount of people who watch my Breath of the Wild 2 playthrough will be almost nothing compared to the amount of people who watch the original, just because my channel was a lot more active back then, right? We're talking like probably 2021 when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, hopefully. It's that soon. I mean, if it's sooner, better. But like, I think it'll probably be 2021, given we haven't heard anything yet since the initial reveal. But yeah, so part of me really wants to, and then part of me is like, yeah, but I kind of want to experience it without people like telling me how to play it, you know? So it's tricky. It's tricky. I'm 50-50. He did, Timmy. You're right. There's a second sort of wave of DLC on the way, for sure. I wish for a Pokemon that Stan would like, and I would like him to name it to XD for me. That would be so sick. It's possible, Coco. It's possible I could name something. I'll tell you what. I will name this Impidimp if the next two. I'll give you both. If 2179 or 2180 are shiny, I will name it XD for you. All right. I'm telling you right now. I'm committing to it. I will name it XD if you okay, so this one is not. But if the next one is blue, then I will name it XD after you. Oh, he for sure is, Timmy. He for sure. He's a big deal. Don't get me wrong. He's a big deal. That kind of broke the internet for like a day. Like there's a bit. It's weirdly that was more of a thing than like Terry, somehow. You know, like don't get me wrong. Like Sans is no weak link or anything. Like Sans is a big deal, but I just still think that like Sakurai right now is trying to like get as many franchises in as opposed to like putting in a lot from one particular, I guess. But we'll see. Again, as I said only like 10 minutes ago, there's a few things you can never predict no matter how much you think you know. And that is, one of them is Masahiro Sakurai. Like, that man, who would have ever thought Wii Fit Trainer? Who would have ever thought Duck Hunt Dog, maybe? Like, that. No one thought Wii Fit Trainer. No one thought Piranha Plant. And yo! Callan! Hello, Callan! I'm pretty sure I know who this gentleman is. Thank you so much, Callan, for the dono. Let's go, baby. Thank you for going beyond plus ultra, my dude. And I appreciate you. Can we get some Callan hype in the chat for the man himself? I want to make sure that it is the same man, but I'm pretty sure it's Connor, who I don't even know if many of you guys, a few of you might, but I don't even I feel like at this point, like it's been such a long time since the Sun and Moon days where he was on stream that so for those of you who might not know, it is because he got the mod wrench. What's up, buddy? Thank you so much for the dono. I do appreciate that. And you're now Toxel's top tipper as well, so that's pretty cool on the bottom screen there. But yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, it is Connor, and I just want to give you guys a little bit of a rundown here of who he is in case you don't know, because some of you are pretty new to the community. This man, Connor, RandomTens, he co-founded it. Like me and him co-founded RandomTens. He if it wasn't for him, if it wasn't for this man getting me set up with like the right software and contributing his time and energy and brain power to getting this up and running, RandomTens does not exist. I do not exist. I'm not sitting here streaming for you today without this guy. If any of you guys have ever seen, if you go right now onto this channel and go to the very like backlog of video content, the first video that you can see, he is featured in. Like the second video, he is featured. Like he is a huge part of the tapestry of RandomTens and like how it eventually became this. Admittedly, he is and was never really as much of a Pokemon guy when we first started the channel. It was originally, that's why it's called RandomTens, is because it was supposed to be random top 10s like every week sort of deal. Like just a random top 10 video every week. And then slowly but surely we started seeing more and more growth on Pokemon stuff and then like Nintendo stuff and then Amiibo stuff. And so it kind of like went in a different direction. And then, yeah, he's definitely, but yeah, I love you, man. Thank you for like seriously all the help, all the support. I literally would not be sitting where I am right now without this guy. Seriously. Because through my YouTube channel, I got the job I currently have, which allowed me to have the apartment I currently have. Like, this man, I'm telling you, he is a genuine friend and a genuine, like, just brilliant dude. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can we get some Connor hype in the chat? Let's go. Go Beyond Plus Ultra for Connor. Because, again, if it wasn't for this man, there's no Shiny Snom or Mimikyu or reviews or any of that. No RandomTens, like, no vlogs. Like, there's nothing. There's nothing. I never probably go through with YouTube. So, yeah. Give him your love. Give him your hype. There's the hype train leaving the station. I hope you can hear that. Up dog for Smash. I'm not falling for it, Gaming Gardevoir. Good luck, brother. Thanks, man. Thank you. I was just saying, Connor, earlier on the stream, I'm actually going to be taking a few months off from streaming now that, like, Sword and Shield have just kind of, I don't know, they've kind of, like, run their course for me. I'm kind of just, like, not as into them as when they first came out. The post-game and the shiny hunting methods just aren't as good as Gen 7, but, yeah. And I'm getting ready because I got to plan wedding stuff. I was telling these guys all about how I was having to, like, reach out and, like, you know, do all this wedding stuff and, like, book all the venues and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah. Connor, hype. Anyway, I guess I can probably stop the Thomas, the tank engine stuff. Probably, eh? But, yeah. Yeah, we got to catch up IRL sometime, Connie. I know I'm super far and you're super busy, but we gotta make it happen sometime, man. It's been too long. It's been, geez, I don't even know when the last time I saw you guys was. But it's been way too long. Beep 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 beep. Stan, can you do me a favor and say hello to my cousin Turtle? Hello, Turtle. I hope your shell is nice and spacious and you're not spreading salmonella to anyone that you come into contact with, because, you know, turtles are known to do that. And just, you know, don't cross the road. Never cross the road ever in your life, because if you do, there's a good chance you're going to get hit by a car. Or you're going to get baked in the sun, depending on what state or, you know, country you live in. So be very careful about roads. Why no shiny? This game is a scam. I mean, we have shinies in this game. On this, if we were still, could you imagine if we were still on Toxel? Then I'd be like worried. I'd be like, man, I don't know. Like, maybe because, like, I tried to download the game early, Nintendo, like, bricked the, like, the shiny like potential or whatever, like the reroll to, like, or the rolling to get a shiny. Maybe, like, they just took it out and then, but no, we have Toxel. We have at this point what, 4 shinies in this game, and we're about to have a 5th. So yeah. I don't know if we're about to have it tonight, but certainly I would hope by the end of January we walk away with a shiny Impidimp, because yeah, it definitely, our odds are, I mean, I know our odds are 1 in 2048 or whatever, but like, I mean, it should happen like before 3,000. It should definitely happen before 3,000, and we'll definitely hit 3,000 before the end of January. That's like a guarantee, just based on like playing the numbers game. There's too many weeks in January not to, you know? Gotta go to class right now, Stan. See ya. Hopefully you're still live when I'm back. Yeah, no worries, Adrian. I hope class, you know, is good. And you absorb all that knowledge. I don't know if I'll be live streaming still, just because I do want to still go for a walk with my fiance tonight before the end. And it is cold out, so I'd rather go sooner than later. Not that I honestly don't think that makes that much of a difference, but like, yeah, I'm probably gonna go to 2250 tonight. I think that's probably a good number. Because yeah, I've almost been streaming for 2 hours. I've been streaming for like an hour and 40 basically. So yeah. So hopefully in the next, yeah, I think that's probably, I think that's a good number. 22, like 51 probably. And then, or who knows? Maybe it'll happen before we even get to that number. You never know when it comes to this stuff. Probability is crazy. But yeah, what are some other games though in 2020 that you guys are excited for? I know March is like a big month. Like Half-Life is back. Animal Crossing. Yeah, Animal Crossing is coming out. Like there's some good stuff. And this year in general, right? I'm pretty sure isn't Last of Us 2 this year. I'm sure we'll get lots and lots more announcements, but yeah. I'm curious as to what games this... Oh, Doom Eternal. I know a lot... I never played, like, the Doom remake that came out, like, a few years back. I just never did. I just never got to it for one reason or another. I've heard it's so much fun, though. So I imagine a lot of people are probably, like, super into that. Chicken from Zelda in Smash, like Cuckoo? Or whatever? That would be definitely different. February 29th. Oh, hello, Barley. How's it going, dude? Barles, you just missed it. You are actually someone who would remember this. You could probably just see it on your screen right now if you scroll up. Connor from like the early RandomTens days was in chat. He did a big dono and then he came in and said really nice things, and then I don't know if he's still here, but yeah. You're like one of the few people who definitely remembers him from like the 1,000 sub like live stream extravaganza that was also a failure, and like, you know, PS5 announcement soon, hopefully. It's an older game, but it was announced last year. Phantasy Star Online 2. Hey, nice. No, that's dope. I can't wait to play New Horizons with Squid and Barley and Nad. I will actually make her like she's kind of stopped playing New Leaf, but I will make her. She doesn't understand online at all. Like, just straight up, Sonic Child. Like, it's nothing personal. She legitimately, if I don't do it for her, and I never did for New Leaf. So she literally never registered online.
I just fished and then.
But I mean, I want to get to this, like, to this even like more underlying thing. So she has had a Switch Lite now for since Christmas. And even like her 3DS, for example, like doesn't have an online profile. Like she's never gone online with it ever. Like she only plays it to like as though she was like living in the 90s. Like she only plays it. She only plays it locally and like has never set up online ever on like any like DS, 3DS, like nothing. Switch. After you two get married, you should couple shiny hunt one day to see if she gets a shiny before you do. The only problem with that.
Know how to do that.
Well, it's very easy to shiny hunt. The problem is she would not have the patience for it.
No.
I can guarantee. She is a very impatient human being. I love her, but she's very impatient. Yeah. She'd be like, why? Like, she would literally... If I ever had Nad shiny hunt, she would probably divorce me before we got married, because she'd be like, wait, this is what you've been doing all this time? Like, I mean, I always thought it was like, you know, like...
I do it like 3 times, 3 encounters.
Yeah.
Like, okay, done.
She'd be like, I always thought it was repetitive, but like now that I'm doing it, like you're just wasted. Why are you doing this? This is ridiculous. You've done that. How many shinies do you have? How many hours have you spent doing this when you could have been like learning a new language or like, yeah. She's a very highly motivated person to like when she's like doing something with her time and energy, she's like very actively involved in it. And so yeah, doing shiny hunting is like one of the chillest things you could do as like a streamer, because it's like you get to interact with chat, you're kind of just like in a rhythm. Nothing of substance really happens until it does, and then it's a big deal. But like most of the time, right? Like 99% of shiny hunting is like just kind of like laying back and just kind of like just going again and again and again and hoping, right, for a different result. Now go on Nintendo's website and go to their support page. She refuses. Sonic Chow. Yesterday? No, so hear this. So she got a new phone recently, right? And she had that touch touch assistant thing on like an iPhone. When you're like you can't do all the things because you're like one of your buttons breaks or whatever. So she had that on her old phone.
I was like 14, I've had it on my iPhone.
Yeah, she's had it on her iPhone, and finally she's like, you know what? I don't need this anymore. I'm on a newer iPhone. They don't break in the same ways that they used to. Still, the battery and stuff goes to crap after a while, but like the buttons don't break like they used to. They definitely used to, because it happened to me too, where I had to use that. Anyway, But when she like cloned her phone to her new phone, the touch assistant is still there. So yesterday she's like, love, how do I get rid of this like touch assistant? I'm like, oh, it's like somewhere in your settings. I don't know, just Google it. And she refuses. She refuses to Google how to do something. She's like, no, I'll just figure it out. And so it's still there because she couldn't figure it out.
No, I did figure it out.
Oh, she did figure it out. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Okay, because she Googled it, right?
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah, finally, after like 2 hours or maybe even a day. Anyway. Hey, what's up, Trey? That's my wife too, and don't feel bad, girl. My wife never does online gaming unless it's Splatoon. Yeah, but Splatoon, I mean, mind you, I've heard really good things about the single player. I've never played it. But to me, Splatoon is all about the like multiplayer aspect of it.
Fortnite and Overwatch briefly, like one game. So like, if it's there, I'll play. But I don't want to set it up, and I enjoy just playing by myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Play with others.
That happened to my old iPhone 5S. Yes, so mine was also the one that I had issues with that on was my iPhone 5.
See, I had the issue with 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, 5 was notoriously bad for like the like lock button or whatever like stopped working.
See, I dropped them too much.
I was very good with mine. I was very gentle. I've never broken a phone or lost a phone or like I've been very, very good with my phones in the like more than 10 years now that I've had them. But I've had probably 4 or 5 phones in that period. Usually about one every 2 years, and most of them being iPhones. I've had a 5, a 6, a 7, and now I do have an 11. And all 4 of those I've been very good with. I've been very gentle. I do screen protectors. I do heavy duty cases. Like I'm pretty good about that kind of thing. But even the 5, the battery went first. Within like 2 months of having it, the battery was like awful. And then within I think 4 or 5 months, the clicky button stopped working on the side. Anyway, Nad, you are talking anyway, so can you actually entertain these guys while I just run to the bathroom very quick? You can show them the manga you're reading if you really want. I like solo games, but around people. I get that. That's why I think the raid stuff is very fun in this game, right? It's like this extra thing you need help with. Oh, wow, Sonic. I never knew the DS did when I first had it, but I definitely knew the Wii could. But I knew it was bad.
I think my switch is here. That shows
Okay. Nad's going to take over for just a sec, guys. I just have to go to the bathroom very quickly. So I'm not even going to be right back yet, because we were kind of talking to Nad and about her foibles anyway. So she will entertain you while I go to the bathroom
sitting
quickly.
on the couch, so I bet you my hair's a mess. Hello. Oh my god, it is a mess. How are y'all? So this is my new Game Boy. Isn't it pretty? So now I'm very excited. This is my favorite. Well, okay, I got 2 gifts. I got the Switch. Well, I got more than 2, but the 2 that I'm counting is the Switch, and I also got tickets to see Hamilton the play. They're coming to Toronto, so Stan got me those tickets. I'm very excited to go. I love seeing plays. And hello, everyone. I'm not touching whatever's happening here. I do not know how any of it works. The manga that I'm reading is called My Love Story. It's like 13 volumes. It's a very short. It did have an anime that I watch every night while I fall asleep. So now it's like my 5th time rereading it. I really want to get more into mangas, but I like reading physical books, and I don't have the money to spend $12 on what takes me a half hour to read. So I'm not there yet. If I do really want to get the Sailor Moon mangas, I get bullied by a kid named Roy. So Roy's my homeboy. So I'm gonna say that you gotta give whatever he throws at you, you just gotta throw back. That's his way of communicating. That is how he deals with things. Not beat him up. No, the boy's too precious. No beating up the boy. I think I've watched the anime. Yeah, it's really cute. It's just about like these like 14-year-old kids and how they fall in love, and it's just very cute and adorable. There's not really a actual plot to it. It's just like each episode's different. It's so wholesome and it makes me feel good. It's a feel good thing. Hello, Coco. Yes, nice to meet you. I'm really bad at this, so. Favorite Pokemon is Bulbasaur and or Eevee.
Bulbasaur.
I do have a lot of stuff. Okay, cool. I'm done.
Hello.
I didn't know what
Is your favorite Pokemon Bulbasaur? I couldn't tell.
Can I show them?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is my Bulbasaur. I won him at the exhibition, which is like it's like a fair that happens in Toronto every year, and it took me like $200-$300 and like a lot of time, but I won him.
Hey, nice, Greg. Congrats on the shiny Magikarp. Yeah. So that's Nad. That's my fiance. We're gonna go for a walk in just a little bit. But yeah, good. Thank you for holding down the fort.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. You're good. See, isn't that so much better than the Beware right back?
My awful ramble.
I'm back. Hey, what's up, Div? How's it going? Oh, nice, Jeffrey. Yeah, I would absolutely use your Master Ball on that and not a Lunatone like I did. Anyway, we got 40 more encounters, ladies and gentlemen. They will fly by, trust me. I always find the last 50 in particular. I mean, obviously, I kind of like split because I went to the bathroom, but the last 50 I always find like has gone down quite a bit. Or the time just flies by really quickly. Sorry, I was just reading something Barley said, and you know what? I agree. Is your fiance a shiny fiance? She was once upon a time. She dyed her hair pink. Like a bright pink.
Oh, it was beautiful.
It was. She has really good hair, so when she dyed it pink.
It was my mermaid hair.
It took a very long time. It's very expensive.
It was like 6 hours. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Actually, $600.
I paid for it because that was her birthday present that year. She wanted pink hair. Because I think it was like I'd just done my silver hair. And she was like, hey, you get to dye your hair, but I want to try it. And, and anyway, so she did a bright pink, and it looked really good.
I miss it.
But, yeah.
It's very damaging.
It was damaging. It took forever to... It's still parts of it are kind of...
On the bottom.
Yeah, in your hair. Yeah.
Very expensive upkeep.
Yep. Yeah, to upkeep it, it was like... It's like $100 a month or something.
Yeah,
it's a lot. So you stop that after like 2 months.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, nice, Barley. I'm glad. Roy actually sent me a fitness photo today of him in like an orange jumpsuit.
I'm sorry.
But like the jumpsuit was like had shorts on it. He's getting really back into physically active, I guess, or
I need to see that photo.
fitness. And yeah, so I was like, I think, I don't know, 2 nights ago, I like talked to him. I'm like, man, you got to go to the gym. You got to go to the gym. There's a particular reason for this. Basically, me and Roy might do, maybe, we were going to do a Tough Mudder together. Maybe we were going to do a Tough Mudder together. Apparently now they might be going bankrupt, so I don't know. But originally we were supposed to. Yeah, did you hear about this? No. So literally yesterday it came out. They're like, yeah, 3 people are suing them to go into bankruptcy so they can get paid. Like on the day that like me and Roy were like basically going to sign up. Yeah, they
What's wrong with people?
they stopped all
Because they electrocute people and people.
No. It's because they're losing money. And so they have to pay the people who are helping giving them money. They have to pay back the loans they take. Like, yeah, so the business is going insolvent or whatever. And so...
Well, there's like so many of those things.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, but yeah, so I was like, if you're going to do this, you gotta start getting active again, man. And he was like, oh yeah. So he's been at the gym, I guess, the last few days. And he sent me a picture today. Did you see the Steam messages? No, I haven't. Oh yeah, actually I have. She's a shiny wife. Nice, Greg. Nice. I'm sure my wife-to-be will be very, very shiny that night.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you. I'm redying my hair pink.
Oh, she's redying her hair pink. There you go.
Just so all of the Arabs and Italians will appreciate.
Nice. I was shiny at one point. That's true, little Miffy. Good memory. Looking forward to the top 10 workout tips featuring guest Roy.
Yes.
I mean, it'd be great. It'd be great.
Yes.
I'll be honest. Roy is going to be a beefy boy. Roy's already Barley. I don't think people realize, like, how much... It's actually insane, because, like, Roy, even, like, up until... So, Roy, obviously, like, I mean, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, Roy was a hefty kid, like, when he was a teenager. Like, during the, like, the original Roy reviews and stuff, like, you know, he had some poundage on him. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's when, you know, I learned of his Royness, and, but then, man, he, like, just stretched completely out. When he hit, like, 18 or 19 or whatever, like, he just sprung right up, and he, like, he's very tall, and he had lost a ton of weight, going, like, when we saw him in Tokyo, but then, like, 10 months later, when I saw him in Toronto, he'd lost even more weight because of his job and stuff. He has slimmed, like, right down. Like, he is very... That guy probably only has, like, 18%, 19% body fat on him. Like, he's actually already very, very, like active, I guess. And so, yeah, like, he's come a long way. He's come a long way. Oh, I get it. It's iconic, right? It's iconic, but it has been a transformation, and I don't realize it until even, like, just looking back at, like, Tokyo photos. I'm like, man, Roy was, like... But the thing is, Roy wasn't even, like, chubby, really, when he was in Tokyo. He was just, like, normal. Like, he was just, like, average, like a perfect kind of, like, body weight. But he's, like, slimmed down even more since then. Like, he's... But, it's really weird. Nice, Greg. I hope I have a similar reaction. I'm sure I will. Oh my god, Barley. I just read the Robert Downey Jr. thing. Did you get Snom? Yes, we did get a Snom, and we evolved it into a Frostmoth on the holiday stream, towards the end. It was weird when his voice dropped. No, well, you know what, though? It really wasn't, because it happened over time. So as someone who was, like, you know, watching his videos pretty frequently, I mean, literally whenever they'd come out, it was kind of, like, consistent, right? Like, you don't really notice it until you go back, and then you're like, oh wow, like, it really was a huge difference. But there is like a period of time where you can actually, like, hear, like, the missing link, you know, like that perfect, like, right in between, where it's like still a little squeaky, but, like, clearly starting to change. How many till shiny? Well, I am going till 2251 tonight, so we're getting closer to the end of that. We're, you know, I told you those last 40 would fly by. We've already done, like, almost 20 since then, so yeah. Well, it's still Greg, still. Sounds like an amazing day. Oh, so you mean as soon as I left stream, you got some? Yeah, we got it like 426 eggs, I think. Nice, that good OP. You'll get it. You'll get that Crookie. I believe in you. Stan World now. Oh, dude, I know it. I know it. I was talking earlier about how, like, I am now older. Like there's been more time has passed since, like, Halo came out than had passed since I'd played Halo and Super Mario Bros. Had come out, right? Like that's how long it's been. Like, 1985 to 2002 is a shorter amount of time than 2002 to 2020, I think. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. So that's, okay, so 10, yeah, so it's 7, yeah, so it's that, yeah, that's 17 years, and it's been 18 years now since Halo 2. So yeah, think about that. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, it's been longer since I played Super Smash Bros. Melee, like, when that game came out, than it has been since Super Mario Brothers 2 Melee. You know? Like, when you think about it that way, like, that's insanity. Where can I find the Snom reaction? I don't have one currently because I was playing a bunch of, like, holiday music and just, like, Pokemon music and stuff. It got, like, copyrighted. So I don't have a place currently. I will have to at some point. I have not done so yet. At some point, I will put the reaction on my second channel. But I'm going to have to, like, cut out that specific spot and do it. And I haven't really had the time to do that yet. I haven't really been thinking about, you know, YouTube stuff. Like, this is my first day back, so. But I will do it eventually. They should have done Galarian Lantern. Hey, as someone who loves Lantern, I'm down for that. But I don't think maybe we'll get a Sinnohian Lantern. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying, Barley. Like, you are now older than your birth to Super Mario Brothers coming out. Like, that's crazy talk. Anyway. Yeah, the amount of things that they could do with Galarian Lantern is, like, boundless to me. Like, you could make it a fire type, and I'd love it. You could make it a grass type, and I'd love it. Like, give it, like, legs, and I'm down. Maybe not 2 legs. Maybe give it 4 legs. But, you know, like, make it like a dinosaur, like a Tyrannus or Triceratops, but, like, Lantern with 4 legs. I'm super down for that. We have 21, or I guess 22, because I do them in even numbers. So, 22 more Impidimps to find tonight before I leave you guys. Oh no, what? Apparently I'm dropping frames right now. Okay, it's back. That was weird. Sorry for that little hiccup. Hopefully we can make it to the finish without any more hiccups like that. And that was just like a little spike. You know, that'd be good. Oh my god, nice play, Diablo. Hey, congrats. Yeah, I think I still need a heat train as well. I've been really bad with my Gen 4 and 5 legendaries. Just raiding in general. Even in the summer, I got back into Pokemon Go in like a big way. But I really was not doing raids still. Like raids, I don't know why. You know what it is? No, I do know why. I actually have the complete opposite problem. So when the games first came out and people were doing raids, I had the problem of like I lived in a very tiny town and there was only one spot to do raids. And it was like you needed like to have a car to get there. Like it was brutal, basically, right? Now I'm in the exact opposite problem, which is anytime I want to do a raid, especially a legendary raid, unless it's something like the Eaton Center or like this big sort of like global area where you're sure to get lots of people. Like, there's so many. Tower. There's too many. Under the CN Tower, yeah, the CN Tower is probably a good one because all the tourists and stuff. But like if it's not one of those like 2 or 3 spots, like there's way too many potential raid areas. So like I can never, like there's never enough people. It's always like 2 or 3 people spread out around like multiple raid spots as opposed to like, you know, like more people spread out amongst a few. Like it's kind of rough. I have Shedinja, Sirfetch'd, and Togepi on my team. Nice. Those are all great. Oh, sorry. I was just checking something. My watch was like dinging, and I was like, but nothing appeared. Oh, also I'm at 33 or 22:34. It'd be really cool if we got it at 22:44. Yeah, what time is the direct at tomorrow? I think, isn't it 6:30 Pacific? Like AM? I might have read it wrong. We do need a Triceratops Pokemon. We have Pokemon like it, yeah, but like, yeah, there's nothing that's like quite there. My favorite shiny Austin is Mimikyu. I love Mimikyu. I also love Minior. Gen 7 just, man, knocked it out of the park with the shinies. There's some good shinies this gen, but like, I think there's also a few stinkers where like Gen 7, I felt like so many of the good ones were like the best ones, and so many of like the bad ones were still passable. You know what I mean? Hey, nice, Greg. Nice. I hope you're enjoying the game. But yeah, I'm going to say 22:44. I'm saying it. I'm going out on a limb. I think that's cool. It's a cool number. If only I was there to help you with raid Stan. I can use 5 accounts at a time for raids. Oh, geez, yeah. Like, you would have been okay then. Yeah, Nick, we could have decimated some Heatrans today. But I was streaming anyway, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered. But Gen 7 is underrated. So, I feel yes and no. I think in aspects it is, and then in others it's not. And I actually do think the success of Gen 8 will hurt it. At first I was like, oh, all this controversy is going to help it. I think in hindsight it's going to make it even more forgettable. Because I think it's like, Gen 7 is the one that I think it will be forgotten. Because Gen 6 was like, oh my god, first like 3D Pokemon, right? Even though it kind of wasn't, but anyway. And then it sold a bunch. And then, like, Gen 7 even kind of got eclipsed by Pokemon Go that year. You know what I mean? Like personally, I have crazy investment in Gen 7. Gen 7 is, like, what really propelled my YouTube channel into, like, a whole nother, like, area and allowed me to, like, do this full time. And, like so Gen 7 was huge for me personally. But I do feel like, on the whole, like, I don't know a lot of like more casual players who like. I know a lot of people who bought the games. I know very few of them who finished them, and that's like a real thing. And I think like as Pokemon nostalgia grows, I think like it's going to be really appreciated by people like me who have this like crazy significance attached to it and played through it. But I think overall, in the same with the Gen 5, I think overall, to endemic Pokemon fans, they will appreciate Gen 7. But those who like the more casual will remember Pokemon Go as opposed to Gen 7. You know what I mean? So yeah. Gen 8 definitely beats out Gen 7. So in parts I agree with you and in parts I disagree. To me, Gen 7, aside from some actual bad handholding and like bad linearity, is kind of to me like the maybe not the pinnacle, but certainly like sort of like the 2D formula refined, like the handheld DS sort of formula refined to its absolute limits. You know what I mean? For better and worse. Because I still think that like the golden age of like Platinum, Soul Silver, and Black and White 2 is still a better peak sort of. But I do feel like it's they got the most out of the hardware they possibly could. There's the most like story with like cutscenes that could have been on that hardware. Like there's in certain ways I think Gen 7 is actually really, really great. It actually does have the full decks, right? Like even if it's kind of not full, but you know what I mean? So there's a lot of appreciation I have for that. I think they pushed the plot in a really cool and inventive way. They played with the formula and broke away from formula and tropes a lot. It just again sucks that like in order to do that they had to make your adventure way too linear. But I do wish it had gym battles like this game has gym battles. I do wish that it had like more to do with its legendary Pokemon. You know what? Actually, it's not too bad. It's a lot better than Gen 6 did. Gen 6 was really bad with that. Yeah, you know what? And giving like all the stuff to the Tapus and stuff. Maybe on second thought, yeah, maybe I actually rescind that comment. I think it actually did a very good job of exploring its legendaries quite well. I mean, Nebby for example, right? So yeah, that's actually not a con against it. I was completely wrong on that regard. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot I like about Gen 7 though. I really do. Even outside of my own biases towards it, I do like a lot. I like that it's 4 islands. I like that it was like, I mean, without Gen 7 walked so that the Gen 8 battle system, like the gym battles and stuff, could fly, you know? Like, I like that they did away with HMs, and we finally had, like, the ride Pokemon, right? There's a lot. I do wish there's more exploration, admittedly. I think it was sort of the first version. I mean, maybe Gen 6 was the first version of that, where it really felt like there's, like, nothing to explore. Whether it's post-game or, like, throughout the game in the caves and stuff. Like, the caves are built in a way that it's, like, you're just gonna go exactly where you need to go every time. You can't really go off the beaten path and get lost and then find something cool, you know? Gen 7 had potential and failed in so many ways. I didn't hate them, but they messed a lot of things up. Lack of post-game, short main game, 90% of the game. You think the main game was short? So, Timmy, I actually agree with your two other things. The game, like them spoiling it way too hard. The region maybe not having as exciting differences among it. And the root Pokemon being repetitive and stuff. Like, I can get with all that. I can get with the linearity, the lack of post-game. The short main game, though, I'm going to be honest with you. Even if you're like, you know what you're doing, just because of all the arbitrary roadblocks and stuff, Gen 7 has some of the longest main game storyline in the series. Like, it just straight up does. Like, that's not even like my bias. That's like a fact. Like, it is a very long main game. It's like 32 hours or something on average. Like, someone did the data when they were basically trying to, like, crap all over Sword and Shield this generation. Someone did the data on Reddit, and it was basically like they collected like it was like a bunch of streamers who played the game or something, and they took like 50 streamers, and they saw how quickly that you can get through a game, basically. And maybe it wasn't streamers even. I don't know what it was, but it was basically like, and it was one particular streamer. Anyway, my point is like, they were like, oh man, it only took them like, 17 hours to get through Sword and Shield. That's a really short game. Meanwhile, like, Gen 7 was like 32 hours or something. I remember it being very specific because it was like Gen 6 was like, 20 hours or something. This game was very short, main game. Gen 5, Black and White 2 were like longer, but not 32, like 28, 29 or something on average. But yeah, I like Gen 7 a lot. I definitely agree that it has many flaws. I don't think length was. If anything, I actually want it to be shorter because I find it to be one of the least replayable games in the series, if not the least. Even Gen 1, I can pick it up and like I can have it beat so fast that like I don't really, you know, I don't really like. Oh, this should be 447. I don't really like get that, like, you know, upset by all the broken stuff in Gen 1, but like, yeah, I have a really hard time replaying Gen 7. Like it pains me. But anyway, Gen 8 story took what felt like 3 hours. It was story between gyms 1, 2, and 3, and then the rest of the 5 gyms in succession. Yeah, but I did feel there was good character and stuff amongst all that, I guess. I do still feel like Gen 8 is probably a little too short, if I'm being honest. But as someone who actually, like, you know, was trying to catch everything along the way, and I felt it was paced pretty well. I had a much better ride on this journey, like, than I did. Like, it was a smoother ride than I did in Gen 7, for sure. Gen 7, there did come a few times where I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, especially the first island, like, I was like, what, why? Why are we still doing it this way? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I have 4 more Impidimps to go. And then I will be going on a walk with my beloved. I prefer Gen 4 because it took a long time to beat. It prevents boredom. I mean, yeah, like Gen 4 definitely has a longer runtime for sure. But it also, the runtime is so long because the battle mechanics are super slow. Like, you gotta admit, super slow, especially Diamond Pearl, right? There's a reason why you can beat Platinum faster than Diamond Pearl. It's because everything takes forever in Diamond Pearl. Like, everything is so slowed down that it adds, like, unnecessary bloat to it. There's also that really awful stretch after, like, I think it's the 2nd gym to get to the 3rd gym, if I'm being correct. And all the Mount Coordinate, like, just backtrack. Like, it's... So, by the way, Platinum I hold in the highest regard. Like, I consider... But if we're talking, like, Gen 4, like, Diamond Pearl, I will debate that a little bit. But I do hold Platinum. Platinum refined most of it and did away with a lot of the bloat, I felt, at least. Yay, we just got a preview of Stan's Gen 7 review. But so, here's the thing, though. You actually didn't, because I do find that, like, when I review a game, I look at it in a completely different way. I really do. Anyway, I'm not going to let this one be the last one because there wasn't enough. I will do 2 more. I will start to actually wrap it up here. But yeah, I will say, like, I went into Black and White 2, for example, and Black and White with all this, like, nostalgia kind of built up and certain things, and I didn't even think about other certain aspects of the game that I did have, you know, they're very few, but I did have some issues with, and those are things that I didn't even think of until I sort of looked at them with a more critical eye, which is why I'm really interested to look at Gen 6 with a critical eye, because it's the game as I've replayed the most and know the best, probably, outside of Johto, just because through remakes and whatnot, I probably played those a little bit more, but in terms of just, like, the actual, like, same game, like, I've played through X and Y so many times, but I've never really gone through and, like, looked at it as, like, how would I review it? Like, what is bad here? What is good objectively? You know what I mean? Anyway, but that is a preview Gen 6. Anyway, thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. I do want to, of course, shout out everybody who donated. We had Munchie. We had Wolfger with multiple donations. Thank you, Wolfger. We had Emily Creative and, of course, Callan with that bomb. Thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you to everyone who spent this Wednesday night, morning, evening, whatever it might be, wherever you are with me and with this community tonight. The good news is, this isn't going to be the last stream, my friends, on RandomTens. We're going to keep going. The next stream will be Wednesday night, though. I'm going to be doing them weekly for the month of January. But yeah, so luckily, this is not the last RandomTens stream on this channel for a while, at least. It will continue, because Impidimp will be the last Pokemon that I catch on this channel, at least, for streams. And then I'll be moving back to Heracross on the 2nd channel, probably. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. I explained most of that earlier on. I'm not going to explain all that. Again, I will explain it maybe on the next stream just for those who maybe missed it. But yeah, I'm going back to my Heracross stream, basically, is the gist of it. And even then, I'm going to do that in April, probably. And Impidimp will be my last Swish one. But anyway, love you, all you guys as well, Josh. Love everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. Did I Have I clicked this? Oh, yeah, there's one left. Let's go, baby. Let's go. The reason I didn't hype it up yet is because there was one more. Let's go. Wow, I actually was just like wrapping it up without even... Okay, so it was not shiny. I'm not going to do 2 more, though, because I do know Nad wants to go for this walk so that she can get to bed a little bit sooner. But, yeah, thank you again so much, you guys. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Please take care of yourselves. Hopefully 2020 brings you nothing but goodness and joy and, you know, maybe some shinies, too, if you're shiny hunting. But, take care, and I'll see you guys soon. My favorite Pokemon type is probably Electric. I like Dark and Dragon as well, but I really like Electric. Anyway, good night, take care, and I'll see you next week. Love ya. Oh, and as I always say, happy hunting, baby rhinos, and peace out. Night, guys.